welcome to 2022-23 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League season. Waratahs are taking on Palmerston here. Round 4 we are at Gardens Oval. You're watching AFLNT's coverage of the season, TIO NTFL season from Gardens Oval here on Larrakia Country. With me today is Ian Butterworth. And I'm Natasha Medbury. Thank you, Ian. We haven't been together for a long time calling a game, so I'm looking pretty excited to this call tonight, and especially at the home of footy. I love calling the footy here at Gardens.
Look, and so you should, Natasha. It really brings memories back for me as well. 40 years I've been up here in the Northern Territory and started off as an umpire, of course, and this was our venue to train, and we used to always play here, the main games. But top of the table clash, Waratah and Palmerston. Palmerston on top of the ladder. It's only 3 rounds, as you mentioned. This is round 4. Palmerston have had a win, a draw and a loss, and they're on 10 points. And Waratah opened their season beautifully, a 100-point win over St Mary's, and it's been a little bit downhill from there. I guess you can't replicate that every week, but Waratah have won 2 weeks. So top of the table clash, Palmerston and Waratah at beautiful Gardens Oval.
Look how good the ground's looking as well. Absolute spectacular scene here, and 100 gamers as well for the Waratahs footy club was Brodie Carroll, of course, the captain now, and also James Waratah. So 100 games for them. They ran through the banner. There was a few people down there taking photos and supporting him as they went through there. So special occasion here for the Waratahs as well. And as you said, Butters, I was here for round 1 to call the game with Ash Manakaris, and I tell you what, I'd never seen a team come out and play round 1 like the Waratahs played here at home. They were absolutely dynamic and well drilled, and you know, I just haven't seen a team come and that well gelled together in round 1. It was like they were about to play finals.
Natasha, but they haven't replicated that. Okay, as I mentioned, they've won 2 games, but they've lost 1. Quite frankly, after that first game of round 1, St Mary's and Waratah, I didn't think Waratah would lose a game, but they have already.
No, I was with you on that. I was quite surprised, but you know, also Southern Districts were playing at home last week, and it was a good win to them, and they've got some good talent on their list. But looking at the Palmerston Magpies as well, as you said, they've had a sort of up and down run so far, but a big win last week at home, and that was in front of a huge crowd against the Tigers. I don't think Palmerston had beaten the Tigers in 9 seasons. That's a long time in between drinks there, but it was a close game in the end, but it was the Eddie Betts show in the end. He got them over the line, and the way he played was absolutely fantastic. And here he is again on screen. He's a big name player, as we know, and what he brings to the Palmerston club is you just can't speak of. It's value that you can't put in money terms at all. He's around the club, around the juniors, him and his family, and we just embrace them with open arms as he has us.
Another one that just flashed past was Philip Wills, of course, a triple premiership player with Nightcliff after crossing over from the Darwin Buffaloes, and now he's at the Palmerston Magpies. I had a brief chat with him a couple of weeks ago, and he's happy just to play a secondary role and a mentor role. And there we see Philip Wills in the middle of our picture. So thank you very much to the fantastic cameraman there. And the other fella in there is Tristan Wack, number 13. Now,
Wacky, yes.
Their first game, he was fantastic. He plays as a wing midfielder in his hometown of I think it's Shepparton in Victoria, and he's not a giant of a man. He'd be 193, I suppose. And so in terms of ruckmen who now go to 203, 204, 210, but he really is a head down, backside up player.
And he is. We've got a good leap on him, and he was quite surprised himself to be chucked in the ruck when he was a couple of times now, when he's the sort of second ruckman, first ruckman usually now that Matty Dennis has left the Palmerston Magpies, of course. And there's Josiah Farah, another big one that's moved over. He's been playing really well in the midfield. So, but the Waratahs Football Club wearing the yellow armbands to mark 1 year since Jeremiah J. Rivers went missing in Queensland. J.O. has been an integral part of the Waratahs Div 1, formerly the Div 2 team, for over 6 years. He is a 3-time leading goal kicker and premiership player. Waratahs and the AFLNT hope and pray that he's found and that information becomes available for his family. If you have any information in relation to his whereabouts, please contact Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000.
Sad event. Hey, speaking of Waratah, I was delighted to see that Henry Keranua back with the red and whites.
Yeah,
missing for a couple of years.
He has been. Good to see him back, like you said. You know, I'm just so excited for this game to take off, and also for the Palmerston Magpies for his first game of this season is Waylon Davey, and he's had a bit of attention for him down south. You know, and he's leading. You know, and his path going forward into AFL.
Tell us where he fits into the Davey.
He's Russell Davies' son and Lauren Motlop's son, so absolute great pedigree there. If he was if they were a racehorse, it'd be worth millions.
a bit of Davey and a bit of Motlop, that's useful.
And his mum always said so. Special shout out to Lauren Motlop, because the fathers always seem to get the limelight when their kids go through the ranks and become AFL stars, but I reckon he got it all from his mum. She's a premiership player with me at Palmerston Magpies.
Yeah, but mothers and grandmothers are like that. Natasha Medbury. So we're just about to get underway here at beautiful Gardens Oval. You mentioned earlier, it does look a picture, doesn't it? It really just, and you can see that on the screen. It's the umpires resplendent in their green and grey, and the grass is green at Gardens Oval. And the Brodie Carroll, the captain, he is a gun. They've got the left footers back for Waratah. Eric Guthrie there, number 20, the reigning joint Nichols medalist. So it'll be Guthrie. He'll be in the midfield. And the big man we've got for Waratah. We've got Waratah and we've got Tristan Wack, who is in ruck. He's number 13.
I reckon it might be Arnold Kirby. He had an absolute ripper in round one of the big ruckman for Waratahs, and he just goes and goes and goes all game.
Here it is. The umpire bounces it. Perfect bounce. Wack gets it, knocks it forward. Picked up Waratah. Waratah by hand, taken high. Play on called the umpire. Waratah into attack. Ball on the ground. Half forward, taken high. No, play on called the umpire once again. And give it to me, he said. And the ball is at left, half forward.
Wacky's got a big task on his hand trying to chase Kirby all game.
He has indeed, but he'll have it. The defensive area now of... and Wack, once again, that's his third possession in less than a minute. And the mark taken down back by the player, Sam Cloesy, who does pretty well for the Magpies. Deep in defence, Magpies favouring now the grandstand side of the ground onto the left foot. Kicks outside defensive 50 in front, taken high, and a good defensive effort. And there is Josiah Farah. Farah knocks the ball out to his team's advantage. The handball inside to Wack wasn't on, but the kick goes forward, and the kick goes forward to Chris Williams, the skipper. He can't. He pushes in the back.
Yeah, it was a good kick by Travis Varco, just into the space there for Chrissy Williams, but he just got in the back of his opponent, unfortunately.
Waratah now clear inside defensive 50. There's the skipper, Brodie Carroll. That's his first, onto his trusty left foot. Gets it to the wing, scoreboard side. Waratah still defending. Play on called the umpire. He's had his time. Runs around the man on the mark. Not too good at defence. Palmerston there. The mark missed by that player we spoke about earlier, Henry Keranua. And it'll be easy defence by Palmerston. The Palmerston defence, they've been under a little bit of pressure, Natasha.
Yeah, not too much at the moment. They're turning the ball over in this next kick here, Waratahs, and again, they don't hit their target, but Big Kirby gets the handball away.
Will Clark it was, the blonde, the bottle blonde. They've always got a bottle blonde playing somewhere, Waratah, haven't they? And it's the defence once again working around about, and they just seem to be well drilled and well skilled. Oh, Guthrie misses it, kicked up by Jaden Magro, and Magro onto his left foot, goal, and it's a goal, the first goal of the match, 2.5 minutes in, Waratah leading.
Yeah, Guthrie called out his opponent then. I think it was Brodie there, McMahon, and he thought he could probably take it. It was a bit of a slips catch. He got down low, but he misjudged it. He juggled it, and easy crumbs there to Magro. He just picked it up and snapped it straight through the big sticks, Butters, and you don't see that very often from Guthrie to fumble a mark, but it was a hard one to take. He probably should have let his teammate take that one.
Back in the middle, Arnold Kirby, Waratah, up against Tristan Wack, Palmerston. Kirby, a giant of a man, tossed up by the field umpire. Kirby got that one, so that's one each. Waratah will get the clearance. No, they don't. Kirby goes to the ground. That'll be ball. No, it's not. Give it to me again, says the umpire. So just outside the bullseye, slightly favouring Waratah in attack.
Willsey just having a bit of a chat to the umpire there. Wasn't happy with something.
Whack got that one down. Waratah now on the defensive mode. Just got a bit of a boot to it. Picked up by Waratah, and that player is Abraham Ankers. Good to see him back out at Gardens Oval. Waratah inside forward 50. Jaden over the back. The defence working overtime for the Maggies. Kicks the ball slightly favouring grandstand side. Threw it away. Yeah, good free kick by the field umpire, and it'll be.
That's Mensch. He's been an absolute, been an absolute gun for them. Out of the 3 games, I think he's got 2 best on grounds. Butters.
He's a good size, a left footer. Kicks inside forward 50 for the Magpies. That's their first foray. Waiting at the drop of the ball, front and square, and the man got it. Arms up, Eddie Betts got one back.
Oh, how good
Goal
is that? He didn't even need to look. He just crumbed it. We've seen that many times in the AFL, and he is so vital to this team and what he brings the leadership out there. But he is just class and skill. Just to see this live in action, Butters, is just it's just unbelievable. And the kids that are all here watching as well, that's why they're coming to footy to watch this bloke.
You're quite right, and we saw that on the screen. He was there front and square. He just knew, didn't he, that it was going to come toward him.
Oh, but that's a snap from 45 nearly.
Yeah, kick truly. Goal apiece. One to Magro, one to Betts. Up they go again. Whack. Jumped higher than Kirby. Magpies starting to get some sort of ascendancy in the midfield. Slightly favouring grandstand side. From the forward line. Arnold Kirby, the big man. Whack once again. Gets a hand to it. Pushed off the football. The defence of Palmerston pinched it off Varco. Maggie's going hard at it. Anthony Treacy. That's Waylon Jennings, I imagine. Waylon Davey, I'm sorry, number 3.
He misjudged that one there, Butters. He wouldn't be happy with that because he usually reads the flight of the ball really well, and then he's knocked over, so it's going to be a free kick. So he didn't need to do that, Bowd. So Waylon's got his first kick and gives it off to Mensch.
Mensch with the left foot inside. Poor kick. And defensively, Waratah up to the task. Kicks it outside. Oh, might be 50 there. Pushed him over after he'd taken the mark. And that's Horrocks. Inside defensive 50. Plays on. Mensch on the mark. Horrocks kicks in, and a nice mark taken defensively there by Lambton.
He's got a player on here. He didn't hit the target. Gets on the bounce, but...
Inside forward 50. Up they go. Oh, nice mark. We're going to pay that. I think we will. No, we don't. Looked like a mark, didn't it? But we don't get the replay here, and that's holding the ball, methinks.
I think it was off hands a little bit there, but probably really needed to execute that kick there, Lambton, to Neville Jetta it was. He would have had a bit more time, and then he had to bomb it in, but he had players free in the forward 50.
Waratah knocked the ball out of bounds. So out of bounds. Around from the Palmerston goal. 40 metres around from the Palmerston goal, left half forward.
You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 2022-23 TIO NTFL season from Gardens Oval here on Larrakia Country.
Goal apiece, 6 minutes into the first term. Ball knocked forward. Plenty of defensive work. Good running the ball. Just got the bounce in time. That's the second bounce out. Kicks the ball off the ground and out of bounds on the full. That was bad luck. Just a little bit off balance.
Good pressure applied there by Baxter. He didn't. Baxter Mensch. He didn't give up and kept chasing him.
Cloesy it is. Rangy player. Right footer. Inside forward 50 for the Palmerston Magpies. The defence of Waratah working overtime. And that might be Davey. No, that's Lambton, the left footer. Lambton kicks the ball inside forward. It was a nice kick, but some good defensive work. Mensch working above his head and on the ground and gives away the free kick inside defensive 50. Waratah defending the ball.
Yeah, Coxie should have taken that in the forward 50 for the Maggies. There's a massive turnover here.
Running through the corridor. Waratah threw it away and
yeah.
he got it. Yeah.
Good pick up there by the umpire. They were on there. There was just probably one too many handballs there. They should have gone long into the forward line. Magpies hadn't flooded back.
The field umpire, Jared Collins there, I can remember as being the umpire's advisor. He came to training about 25 years ago, had a chat with him before the game. Has been away in Perth for about half a dozen years, but got that free kick and got it nicely. Dave, I keep wanting to call him Waylon Jennings. That was the former Waratah player, Waylon Jennings, I think. Yeah, the rangy player at full forward, but it's Waylon Davey.
So Waylon and Bowd at each other again. Waylon's not stepping down. He's a young fella. Bowd's a bit older than him. Actually, that was O'Dwyer then.
Can play O'Dwyer, can't he?
Yeah,
he's defence.
Absolutely brilliant in defence.
Waratah inside defensive 50. Flare it wide. Grant's scoreboard side. Poor handball.
We haven't called Dylan Collis much yet, Butters, and he's a vital key for the Waratahs.
Kiranua will go on the left, sells the dummy, then goes on the left. Precise kick and a beautiful kick, left half forward. And there's Collis once again. Collis kicks the ball inside, well inside defensive 50, over the back. Oh. No.
Advantage played, surely. They kicked the goal. This is what they... You're an umpire expert. It's the advantage played there. He kicked the goal in the end, or was all the players stopped?
I would have thought it's an advantage, a clear advantage. But nonetheless, Waratah have the free kick, and it'll be Darcy Hope.
Yeah, he's a unit too, Darcy Hope.
The Tat Man.
Kicked a couple for them in round one here.
Pretty much directly in front. Easy kicking distance, but kicks it across the face of goal. Did he?
No, he got it.
Darcy Hope got the goal. So at the 9.5, or nearly 10 minutes into the quarter, 2 goals straight to Waratah, 1 to Palmerston.
Real arm wrestle here at Gardens Oval for round 4. Top of the table clash. We can see that at the moment, the way that they're playing. But yeah, Hope. Good goal kicker come through, and the goal umpire tricked us there, Butters, because he went a long way to his left there, but it went through for a goal. So good start here to Waratahs. They've been under pressure in defence, but they've been able to maintain that and move the ball forward and get the 2 goals on the board.
So Tom Hallabone is giving Arnold Kirby a chop out in the ruck. Tristan Wack still in there for Palmerston. Wack got a fingernail to it, running after the football and the handball out. Waratah just seem to have the answers, and just a slight advantage in the midfield. The defence of Palmerston keeping them well and truly into the game. Waratah have the ball in their forward line, one way, then the other, gets it across in the direction of Silver. He can't get the ball out and hung onto it too long, and the free kick correctly paid to Neville Jetta.
So the ex-AFL Demon, of course.
Yes.
Played a couple of games for the Magpies last year. Big inclusion. They'll just chip it around here and try and get through the Waratah zone that they're setting up here, Butters.
John Harvey, poor kick. There's no excuse for poor kicks, is there? It's just beautiful conditions.
That was a good work here to the Maggies, just trying to move it forward. Oh,
well done.
Guthrie. Again, just missed their target.
Running in the middle of beautiful Gardens Oval, picked up Guthrie. He mucked it up the first time, but he certainly... Eddie Betts must have got a handball to it. Waylon Davey on the bottom of the pack. Is he doing enough? No, he's not.
Yeah, good call there by the umpy. No attempt. But Waratahs just seem to have picked up a level here, Butters. Oh.
Well, they need to, because they've certainly had plenty of the football this time. Little Jetta again, had plenty of it. Varco gets the ball out, poor handball. Put his teammates under pressure. That was clever. I think the crowd got that one right, because that's a free kick.
Yeah, against John O'Farah there. And now it's
Thomas
50. So he didn't need to do that, Farah. And now it's all the way to the goals.
That'll be 100 metres, I reckon. That's silly. 100-metre penalty, I reckon.
He gave away a couple last week, Butters. He just loses his cool a little bit there, John O'Farah. Such a vital player for the Magpies, of course, come over, and Joshy Heath won't stand with that, and the goal's being kicked by Hope.
No, it's still with Cree. It's a 100-metre penalty, and correctly so.
Yeah, so Farah has been brought off. So that's up here on centre wing, all the way down for a goal.
Yep, it will be. We can't presume, but if he misses from there, someone should saw his leg off. He got it.
Yeah, just ill discipline cost that goal. So now they're 2 goals ahead, and I just feel that Waratah's just lift that notch here, Butters, in the last 5 minutes, and just sort of just got it over the Magpies a bit, and just a little bit of a niggle there with John O'Farrow. So hopefully he can calm down, just play his footy, because he is a very important player to the Magpies.
Well, he is. Ball to be brought back in the middle. Waratah will be served in the ruck by Tom Hellebone, I imagine. Once again, Tristan Wack still in there.
Yeah.
Wack's
Travis Varco's in there now as well, so a little bit of experience there with Varco and Wilsey.
It's Arnold
Gutho.
Kirby. Arnold Kirby back in against Wack.
Oh, he's an absolute gun. I reckon he's got about 6 or 7 touches already as a ruckman.
Good bounce by the field umpire. That was Kirby. Knocks the ball down. The clearance once again. Waratah inside their forward 50. Up they go. Over the back. Some defensive work. Palmerston Magpie. And they've got to do some... They need some defensive work. Poor kick. Waratah speared one in. And I reckon he hasn't made much of an attempt.
That's a good tackle by Pahisi, I think that was. No, that was Andrew Green.
Ball to be tossed in by the boundary umpire. 55 metres from the Waratah goal, right half forward. 3 goals to 1. No blemishes on the scoreboard yet. Wack in front, knocks the ball to his team's advantage. Second effort, that's Guthrie. Guthrie onto the left foot, kicks the ball long and high, but a lovely mark taken. And that's Brock Reynolds. Reynolds spears the ball in. Couldn't take the mark. Inside forward 50 once again, Natasha. I would like to have the
stats.
The stats on that, but we haven't got them, of course. But there's certainly plenty of it. And down there again, Neville Jetta has been a rock in defence and the midfield, but particularly in defence. Jetta once again gets the ball from Varco. Off to Eddie Betts. Betts on the non-preferred left. Kicks on goal. Had plenty of time to settle and get onto his right foot. The first blemish, the minor score of the game. 1-1 the Palmerston Magpies. Waratah 3 straight, 15 and a half minutes into the first term.
Yeah, you would have probably expected him to kick that. Plus he had Waylon Davey as well running into that 50. So probably could have drawn his player and given it over the top to Waylon Davey. And of course it's umpire round, so umpiring is a great way to get fit and get paid, as you know, Butters.
I do indeed. Didn't make a fortune though.
Hey, don't tell anyone that.
Waratah working the ball out of defence. Big Arnold Kirby, grandstand side, in front of the partisan Waratah fans, and a lovely kick for a big man, Jack Katnack.
Harry, here's Magro go again. Oh, big contest. That is a massive contest.
Shoulder. Too high, said field umpire Jared Collins.
Brady McMahon, I think that was, that gave away the free kick.
He's going to have to swing him around. Magro has won, got the first goal of the game. Magro, man on the mark, about 15 metres from goal. Magro screws it around. That's his second. That's Waratah's fourth. They're starting to break away, Tash.
Yeah, they are, and that's that level that I spoke about. And Palmerston would be ruin the opportunity just down the previous opportunity there by Eddie Betts, and then the kick out from the Waratahs that got it all the way down the other end of the ground without Palmerston really touching it. And then, of course, the free kick was given to Magro, and you can't give him a free kick that close to goal. And McMahon went for the ball, but got him high, and good contest. But yeah, Waratahs there, 3 goals, and in games like this, a top of the table clash, you don't want them to get too far ahead.
You do not. Kirby against Wack. Thrown up by the field umpire. Wack goes up, but Kirby stays down, gets the ball, clears the midfield, and Magro again.
Yeah.
He can just about kick this. Man on the mark, 50 metres from goal.
Yeah, he looks keen. Look at him. Look how far he's gone back. I reckon he's going to have a ping at this. He does have a good leg on him.
What's happened to his mullet? The Magro mullet's gone. Magro kicks on goal. Poor kick, poor off the boot. They work it through. Kicked off the line and knocked through for a rush behind.
That was Jetta again. Jetta has been the best player so far for the Palmerston Magpies by far. He's had a number of touches in the defensive 50 there and trying to set things up, but it's just coming back.
He, Wack and Guthrie have been the best for the Maggies, no doubt about that. Jeddah, he's gone. Too smart, tried to be too smart. That's John Harvey. What's his background? That was not terribly clever, was it?
No, it wasn't. Not quite sure. I'll have to find out for you that one. Chiku, I know his nickname is. A good little unit around the footy club, but needed to give that ball to Neville Jeddah. It definitely wasn't on there, and you don't try and take on a player of this calibre.
Henry Keranua, right of centre. He is a left footer, and if he's a Keranua, he loves a goal, and he is a Keranua. And let's watch this. He'll kick this. He will kick this. He will snail it. And he has.
Here it comes.
Here he comes.
And the celebration. Look at them all get around him as well. Back into the team, of course. Good goal. Kicking with the slight bridge. You know that's a scoring end down there. So they're 4 goals ahead here now. The Waratahs, Magpies, need to make a few, not sort of changes, but need to get the ball moving forward, just not making the most of their opportunities when it does, but it's been really starved of their forward 50.
The Waratah clearances is killing them, isn't it?
It is, and it all comes down to this man here, Kirby. I said at the start of the game, he was enormous for them in round 1. Haven't seen him play since, of course, haven't been to any of the games, but what this bloke did in round 1, he was my best on ground.
Okay. Arnold Kirby. Field umpire, looks like he's going to bounce. He does, and it's not too bad. Slightly favours Kirby, but Wack gets the better of him. Ball comes over the back. Waratah, will they get the clearance again? Working hard. Kirby has another touch, and Waratah do get the clearance once again. Go to half forward. Waratah into everything. The red and white kicks inside forward 50. The defence working overtime. That time Brodie McMahon.
Oh, dangerous
kick's got to be good. Kick's got to be good. Probably a good result.
Yeah, John T. Patrick would have been happy with that in the end. Kiranua was sitting underneath it, but a dangerous kick again. And, I had a lot of time to try and spot up a player, but Magpies are on the back foot at the moment. They really need someone to stand up and take this game on. And in back play, someone is down, and that's Josiah Farrer. So he's been hit off the ball. Butters?
I missed that one. Wack once again knocks the ball forward. Waratah will get the clearance here. Go back by hand. The Waratah system is much, much better, Natasha. Tried to take him on. That'll play on, called the umpire. Good call. And he'll have it on the corner, the left half forward.
Yeah, that was Harvey again. That
slightly favouring Waratah.
Caught on the bottom of that pack.
Waratah win the toss. Win the tap. Give it to me once again. But Waratah just pushing, working forward.
They're going harder at the footy, Butters. That's really noticeable at the moment.
Wack once again, gets it, rucks, roves, ball comes out, goes to Silver to kick on goal, looking for his forward, and the ball will be out of bounds. 10 metres around from the Waratah goal at left forward pocket. Darcy Hope, who has kicked a goal. He's a rangy player, Hope.
Yeah, big unit up forward. Just speaking on the umpire round, NTFL umpire training is held at TIO Stadium on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5:30. Anyone aged 12 and above are welcome to get involved. And
please do. Umpires are an integral part of the game. Palmerston clear the football. Waratah have the answers. Inside by hand. Inside once again by hand. Waratah have everything. Dylan Collis, the vice-captain. Again, another left footer. Goes back by hand. I think they're lairising a little bit, Natasha.
Yeah, they need to get the ball forward, but they've got no one to go forward to, holding the footy. So the free kick is going the other way. The umpire was pointing the wrong way there, but Waratah's again just ferocious at that footy. They are.
Waratah, another left footer. Kicks inside forward 50. Over the back. Palmerston defence there, and that's Andrew Green gets the ball out. Go a succession of handballs. Lambton, back to Lambton. Lambton forward again by hand. Kick the thing. They do kick it this time. And where do they go? Out of bounds on the full.
He got hit after he got the kick away, but no free kick there. But and again, the pressure from the Waratahs forwards just to cause that turnover.
Unrowan Wharf-like, wasn't it? So they're under all sorts of pressure.
That's a good mark back there.
It was a good mark. Sam Cloessy. 31 plays 7, 22 and a half minutes into the first term. Top of the table clash. Waratah leading. Lambton's had a bit of it.
Couldn't keep that one in. So just watching the way that they set up here. So Mensch can't get his hands on the footy, being a vital player, like I said, has had the best on ground the last 2 out of the 3 rounds. Guthrie has gone a bit quiet. Brodie Carroll's on him, so that seems to be like they're tagging each other out of the game there, Butters.
Yeah. But Wack is getting as much of the ruck as Kirby. Wack in front.
So there's Mensch. He went without it again.
Ball in dispute in front of the grandstand. Tossed up by Jared Collins, the field umpire. Wack once again gets the ball forward.
Oh.
Josiah Farah using his big body.
Big hit on Brodie Carroll there, the 100-gamer, of course, the captain of the Waratahs footy club. Didn't take a backward step after that. He's a tough player.
To quarter time, 6-1 to 1-1. 5-1 to 1-1. Wack holds front position. He's had plenty of the football too. Brodie Carroll, the skipper, onto the left foot. Gets the ball out. Nice handball this time to Harvey. Harvey goes by hand to a teammate. Out wide again. And it's Jetta. Jetta spears the ball in. Beautiful kick by Neville Jetta. And the mark taken by Chris Williams, the skipper.
Yeah. This is a...
It's a must.
It's a captain's goal. We really need the captain's goal here, the Palmerston Magpies. It's within his distance, kicking against a slight breeze.
Yeah, kicking into a bit of a breeze, but he'll kick from about 40, right of centre. Looked okay off the boot, crossed the face of goal, and a minor score. 1-2, Palmerston Magpies. Trail, Waratah 5-1. And we are 24.5 minutes into the first term.
So we'll see how the Palmerston Magpies set up here, because the last time they had a kick out Waratahs, they were able to go down to their forward 50 without the ball actually touched by a Palmerston player. So they've obviously got some set drills coming out of there.
That's one.
Yep. What's this
outside
next one?
Defensive 50,
so running to space,
side.
There we go. Should get that. Oh, that should have been 2.
Yeah.
But they made the big man work for that one.
So the ball to be tossed in by the boundary umpire. Tom Hellebone. The chop out for Arnold Kirby. And Tristan Wack has done all the work. Hellebone over the back, gets the ball down. Davey spins around, kicks the ball and kicks it nicely, and a good mark. Big strong mark taken by a big strong man.
No, that's power.
Kicks the ball inside forward 50. The siren's gone, no mark, no score. And it's Waratah leading comfortably, 5-1-31. Palmerston Magpies, 1-1-7, quarter time.
Yeah, what a good quarter that was to Waratahs, leading by 4, just over under 4 goals. We'll be back at Gardens Oval right after this short break.
This afternoon here at Waratah, TIO Stadium. To the left of your radio they go.
Wow, what a goal to start the game.
Picked up by Makar. Beautiful. Goes for home and has nailed an absolute rip sorter. From the pocket, and he's kicked an absolute ripper.
Welcome back here to Gardens Oval. Round 4, top of the table clash between Waratah's Warriors and the Palmerston Magpies. We've got a good clash on our hands here. Waratahs are ahead by 23 points. They really got stuck into the Maggies in the last 10 minutes of that quarter. But it was a good quarter, but you just seen Waratahs really lift and really get stuck into the Magpies' defence there.
Look, you're quite right. 5 goals, 2 goals to Jaden Magro, 1 to Thomas Creve by virtue of a 100-metre penalty, a warranted 100-metre penalty, mind you. Henry Kiranua's got 1, and Darcy Hope. The only goal kicker for Palmerston is Eddie Betts, and Waratah seem to have more better players. I guess the Palmerston defence are under pressure.
Yeah, there's a number of ball winners across the park for Waratahs. There's probably only a handful at the moment for the Palmerston Magpies. Eddie Betts could have had 2 goals on the board. He had a ping. He had a bit more time and could have given the ball over, but you don't blame him for having a ping, of course, but just went to the left side of the goals there. But Kirby, absolute dominating in the ruck. I mean, Wacky's doing well, but the way he gets around the ground, Arnold Kirby, he's just a unit for them. Number 36 that you can see on the field, on the TV there, and yeah, he's having a big game.
He is indeed, and but Wack gets his hand to the ball a bit, but certainly the clearances are all in favour of Waratah. Clearance
specialists, the Waratahs, and Brodie Carroll, of course, the captain, standing there. You're watching AFLNT's coverage of the 2022-23 TIO NTFL season from Gardens Oval here in Darwin on Larrakia country, of course. Beautiful night here for footy. No storms rolling in, but I tell you what, it is humid as. A bit of a heat wave happening at the moment here in Darwin, and it's very, very humid.
Darwin being the operative word. Darwin and humidity in October. Umpire holds the ball aloft. It'll be Kirby against Wack. Tosses the ball in the air. Let's see who wins this one. Wack comfortably, but the clearance by Anchors. Anchors goes inside forward 50. The defence under pressure immediately. The Palmerston Magpies, a couple of handballs, did it nicely, favouring the scoreboard wing. Over the back, couldn't take the mark, and the ball will be out of bounds on the full, unfortunately for the Magpies. Centres the football. Had a mountain of possession so far. Brodie Carroll with the football now. Goes one way, turns back and goes the other. He's not.
Look at that. Yeah, he uses it so well, doesn't it? Yeah, he uses it so well.
Kicks inside his 50. Kiranua goes by hand. Nice handball that time. Kicks inside forward 50 over the back. The big man can't take the mark. Silver has it. Up and under with by the hand. John Harvey worked hard and knocked the ball back under a fair bit of pressure. And that's a rush behind to open the scoring for Waratah. And the defence, as I keep saying, they're under huge amounts of pressure, Natasha.
Yeah, good work to O'Dwyer as well from the Warriors. Just come from the defensive 50 and boom that ball in long. And with his long kick, he got a one-on-one contest. And unfortunately for the Waratahs, it didn't end up in a goal, but a good contest.
Close, he kicks the ball out. Jetta takes the mark. Kicks inside the corridor. They'll switch. Goes to the outer side of the ground. It's got to be precise. Josiah Farah calling for the football. They'll bypass him. Harvey has it. He's had a bit of the football, but mucks it up every now and then. There's your man, Mensch. Mensch swings onto the left foot inside forward 50 and kicks the ball out of bounds on the full.
No pressure on him at all there, Butters. A terrible kick there. There is a slight breeze favouring that, and it goes a little bit across the field, but no excuse for that. He was in the clear and he should have hit a target.
Carlin has it for Waratah. Kicks the ball in the Kirby direction. Was it out on the full? Not sure. It's a long way from us.
Just bounced inside there, I think. And the way that ball was kicked as well, there might be a bit of a breeze going across the ground here, coming from behind us here in the grandstand, Butters.
Maybe it's a late sea breeze. No, Kirby in front. Gets it to Josiah Farah in his direction. Tries to barge through. Guthrie, what a player he is. Gets the football to a teammate. And Palmerston in attack, but held up by Carlin. And Scott Carlin, that is. But he mucked that one up. I'm not quite sure why the mark wasn't paid.
Yeah, I thought that was a mark there. But
maybe
the umpire said,
off the boot.
The umpire said play on, and well done to Waylon Davey. To get that tackle. It's a bit of an understatement to say the Magpies really need to get the next goal here.
Betts has actually nominated the ruck against Kirby, and of course we know that what the result of that would have been and what it was. Waratah will clear.
Oh, good mark.
A lovely mark, and it's a beautiful mark. Strong mark by O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan's kick is poor inside the midfield. Palmerston Magpies, they should have got a rev from the coach, and hopefully they did get a bit of a rev, and it looks like they might have done, because there seems to be more determination and desire.
A bit more intensity.
Intensity's the word.
The Palmerston Magpies going for the footy here, just getting their contests, and let's see what Wacky can do here against Big Kirby.
Wack in front, works his way to the front, does well. Mensch over the football. He just can't find the handle today, can he, Mensch?
Oh, good tackle.
It was a good tackle, but Ankers is strong enough and good enough to get it out. Onto the left foot, inside Waratah, forward 50. In front, can't take the mark. Over the back, Keranua working hard. Will he see the ball out of bounds? He can't knock it out of bounds deliberately. That's a pretty good tackle.
Oh, lucky there, but good work to Harvey. There was 2 against 1 there. He needed to win that contest, and in the end he did. Could have easily ended up in a Waratah's goal.
Magro had his sights set on another goal there. He's already got 2, Magro. That'll be give it to me again. No, the ball comes out. In the Josiah Farah. He's been a little bit better in this second term. Kicked off the ground, well done. Varco has the footy, goes by hand beautifully. Cloesy gets it onto the right foot, grandstand side. Ball knocked forward. Betts is a long way from goal, has 1 bounce. He's nominating for his player to come forward, kicks it in his direction, in his teammates' direction.
Need to keep his feet there.
Just wonderfully well done by O'Dwyer, who is a consummate defender. Kicks the ball wide in the Catnack direction. Catnack onto the left foot and spears one inside forward 50, now into the corridor. Dylan Collis has the football. Another one of the bottle blonde left footers.
Getting his hands on the footy now as well, Butters. Dangerous signs for Palmerston Magpies when he's racking up the possessions.
He is indeed, and that's Horrocks. Another left footer. Gee, they've got a lot of left footers in their side. Kicks the ball in. Easy as you like. Waratah have the mark. Darcy Hope has a goal.
Beautiful transition there, Waratahs, but great work to O'Dwyer in the back 50 there. He kept his feet and power went to ground, and Eddie Betts just off screen here is having a bit of a chat to him. He needs to keep his feet. If he would have made the contest there, just brought it to ground, just waited a little bit longer, Eddie Betts would have been there to crumb it as well.
So we've got Darcy Hope tucked up in the left forward pocket. He's a right footer. Across the face of goal. The goal umpire says it's mine, and it's another minor score. So a couple of minors. 5-3-33 Waratah. Palmerston Magpies languishing 1-1-7. 5.5 minutes coming up, 6 minutes into the second term. Maggies have got to get a bit of a shuffle up.
Yeah, they're just saying to the umpire that went out of bounds on the full, but the umpire said it was through for a minor score. Now, what can they do with this transition from their defensive 50 trying to move it forward?
Jetta gets the ball out in the Wharf direction. He's got a lift. Wharf goes back.
There's a zone being set here by Waratahs.
They can't get out.
Yeah, they can't. They just can't. They don't want to kick it long because they know the big guys that Waratahs have, and there's a ball turned over straight away.
Not 15, says the umpire, and probably rightly so. Goes to Waratah once again. It's Jaden Magro. The
good
intercept.
Hands.
It was good hands, and if he didn't quite finish, it's bad luck by Marcus Watty.
Had a little bit more time probably there, Butters, but what great turn. The pressure. This is what Pints did to the Palmerston Magpies as well. The defensive half just can't get the ball. This time they're going to try and go long and hope that they can get a mark.
Well, they can't, and Waratah knocked the ball out of bounds, 70 metres around, so at least it's cleared the goal area. Ball to be tossed in, grandstand side.
They need to stay patient here. Just chip the ball around. If they can't clear that zone, just still chip it around, keep possession, because they're still in this.
Over the back, Farah gets it to Guthrie. Guthrie on the trusty left. Guthrie kicks the right half forward. Pushed it ball off Varco, and the ball is out of bounds 50 metres around from the Magpie goal. So a good transition. At least it's in the right half of the ground. As Varco comes off, and the man
Lampton, I think,
to replace him, Jonathan Farah. So he's back with the coach.
Coach has probably had a few words to him at quarter time for sure. A free kick and big power. So Benny Power is going to have this free kick.
So let's see how he goes. Power. Now he'll kick from about 49, I reckon. Right of centre.
Big units. His first game for the Maggies.
Power. It's an understatement to say they need this. Power just kicks from 50. Kicks and misses to the near side. What needed was a goal. What they got was a minor.
Waylon Davies been taken out again. He's gone to the ground a few times. They're giving him a bit of a touch-up out there.
They are indeed. Welcome back to Gardens Oval. Waylon Davey kicks the ball. Whack can't take the mark. They'll get the clearance. Waratah. Waratah seem to have the answers. Over the back, Silver. Silver one way, then the other. Swings onto the right foot, looking for his teammate out there. Waratah have the back to Silver, kept running. Just a training drill, Natasha Medbury.
He's still running. He can still get the footy here, Butters. There he is.
He's actually got it. Magro has the football. Defensive work now needed by Palmerston. Palmerston will handball their way out of the defence. They do across the face of goal. Lambton. Whack. Scoreboard side. Knocked his arms, surely.
Again, needed to keep his feet there.
Yeah, but he knocked his arms, I reckon. It was bad luck. Anyway, Waratah have the footy. That's Cree. Cree kicks the ball beautifully. And Waratah have their chance now. Probably too far out to score. Right half forward. 34 plays 8. Coming up 10 minutes into the second term. At least Waratah haven't advanced, but neither have Palmerston Magpies in terms of the goal kicking.
Plays on. That looks like a
Onto
good
the left
kick.
foot.
That's a beautiful
55-metre kick.
Oh, wow. I'm trying to get a look who that player is, but that was a beautiful kick.
I reckon that's Cree. But it was a lovely kick, wasn't it?
Again, just unlucky on centre wing there, Coxie, as you said, Butters might have got his arms chopped, but again, needed to keep his feet in the contest, and Waratah's just ran away with it and inside the 50, and they've just got players everywhere, and they're creating turnovers because the pressure that's on the defensive defenders for Palmerston, they're just under enormous pressure, and they're just pressing and causing turnovers.
Horrocks it was that kicked the goal. Ball back in the middle. Still in Whack. Up against this time the chop out, Hellebone. Field umpire Jared Collins. Up they go. Give it a dead heat. Kick the ball off the ground, Waratah. Once again, they've got the clearance. Kick the ball off the ground again. The clearance, it's in. The Magpies are under a lot of pressure already. Lovely handball out. Waratah inside forward 50, and Magro has the mark.
Yeah, good forward entry there to Magro. They've just got players all over the place in space here. They're in disarray. The back six here for the Palmerston Magpies. Magro can go back and kick his third goal of the game. We've only gone 11 minutes in to the second quarter.
Well, he's a lefty, so he's right of centre, so it suits him nicely. Jaden Magro has 2. Jaden Magro has 3. Goal umpire did not move. Waratah 7-4-46. Palmerston 1-2-8. I say it again, Natasha Medbury. Maggies, they've got to get something going, particularly in that engine room.
Yeah, in the engine room, just not finding the clearances, and they've made a few changes in the engine room we've seen by Joshy Heath, but just the transition and the ball movement of Waratahs is more like we saw in round 1. Of course, they lost last week to Southern Districts. They wouldn't have been happy with that loss, and they've really come out here to show their dominance. And yeah, 2 goals in the second quarter after kicking 5 goals in the first quarter. So Magpies are still stuck on the only 1 goal that they've kicked through Eddie Betts with a good snap from the 45 about 10 minutes into the first quarter.
Up they go, another dead heat. Probably Kirby picked up. That was Lambton charging through. Probably should have got a free kick there. He was taken off the football, but at least the Maggies are progressing between wing and half forward left.
Just seems to be here, but as this area here, they just can't get the ball moving forward from here. They're stuck around this contest. Let's just see if they can clear this contest and get it into their forward 50.
Tossed in by the boundary umpire. Kirby in front. Gets his hand to the football first. Waratah, one handball. Kirby has it. Kicks the ball. And once again, comfortably out of defence. Man in front. Couldn't take the mark, and that was Neville Jetta. Henry Keranua's got him.
Yeah, free kick to Keranua.
Because he was playing in front.
Yep. And again, just the big kick out from the big ruckman, like Herbie.
Yep. Keranua onto the left foot. There's another one. Jumped up into outer space. Cloesy slipped over. Shouldn't have slipped over, but was good enough to get up, get his boot to the ball. And as he kicked it out of bounds on the full, probably not, but once again.
Look at him in the midfield here. They can switch the play here. There's an amount of players unmarked in the corridor, but he's going to kick it into the forward 50.
They do, inside forward 50, over the back. Cloesy got a bit of work to do. Chasing, gets his hand out to Varco. Varco pushes off his opponent nicely, favours the grandstand side, kicks nice, and the ball is out of bounds. They just cannot take a grab.
If he hadn't broken that tackle, then Travis Varco, he had absolutely no one to kick to. There was no one there for the Palmerston Magpies. Just that time that he allowed Power to get over, who's chopping out in the ruck now.
Power and Kirby. Kirby comfortably gets the ball down to his teammate. Picked up Waratah. They go by hand. The use of handball's terrific. There's the left footer inside hands. Forward 50. Picked it up. It was nice. Davey will see the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, Farah flew for that. Just kicking in hope here. The Magpies, not any particular target. They're just kicking it long and hoping for a mark, whereas Waratahs are looking more precise when they go forward.
80 metres from the Palmerston goal, grandstand side at Gardens Oval. Waratah once again get the clearance, and they're just in dominant.
Thomas Cree there.
Cree it was. Harvey.
So they've got a bit of space here. Lambton's got a little bit of time, but what's next ahead? This is the next kick. Can they hit a target?
It looks good off the boot.
It's out of bounds on the full.
Well, looking good off the boot's no good.
He had the time, but that's where they're letting themselves down. Is that
so
next kick forward?
Should he have come for the corridor?
Probably look inboard, or you can still stick to the boundary. But he had a couple of players on there, but no one's really moving into space for him either.
Right. Nice grab.
That's Big Hope.
Darcy Hope.
Oh, look at the kick. That's like a 60, 70 metre kick. Oh, too easy. That is too easy there to Waratah's Butters. It's those long kicks over the back that are catching the Palmerston defenders off guard. They've just all got really long kicking actions, don't they? And
they do.
That was a 70-metre kick that got over the back of the defence.
And Abe Ankers says, thank you very much, it's Christmas, but it's only October, it's Christmas. And Ankers just front and square and kicks his first goal.
Yeah, been a little bit quiet for his standards, hasn't he? He's usually an absolute ball magnet, but hasn't had to really be used in the midfield, has he? That's how good you're playing, that one of your best players for about the last... How long's he been playing for? About 10 years,
10
I think.
Years, yeah. I mean, Brodie Carroll's killing them in there. Thomas Cree's done his job in there. Ankers is...
he's in there now,
He's actually in there now.
They're listening to us.
Kirby gets it out. He's lifted this time. Josiah Farah in the Varco direction. Betts running out of space. Betts handballs to his own advantage, but even he can't weave some magic. Varco, tough work by Varco, and he copped one high. No, this time it's not an advantage. Eddie?
Yeah, he was off there.
Yeah.
Tried a few tricks out of the book there, Eddie. Well done to the Waratah defender that was actually on him and brought him to ground. We would have loved to have seen some magic out there, but Travis Varco, obviously a noted goal kicker, but the conditions here probably a little bit different to what he's used to playing in, Butters.
Got a bit of a breeze, yeah. Got a bit of a breeze
it's
behind
swirling.
him. Yeah.
It's swirling a bit, but...
Well, kick from 50. Varco, he's a right footer. Kicks on goal. Just magic. Just magic, Travis Varco.
Absolute class there, and a much needed goal there to the Palmerston Magpies. It just gives them a sniff still. Can they get their another one on the board before we can get into time on? But a much needed goal. But again, the transition down to the forward line wasn't pretty. They got it down there, and in the end it was a fortunate free kick to Travis Varco that resulted in the free kick and the goal.
Power it is in the ruck, so it's 8-4-52 Waratah, Palmerston Magpies 2-3-15, and we've travelled 17 and a half minutes into the second term, so it's Power up against Kirby.
This will be a good contest.
Kirby, it was over the top, but the clearance might favour the Magpies. It does. By hand. They're working their way around. They're not afraid to use the hand. It's quite precise, and that's a kick and a nice kick. And Waratah take the mark, and that's Marcus Watty. We haven't seen much of him.
Oh,
Inside
dangerous.
to Anchors. Sells the dummy. That's O'Dwyer. Goes by hand. Gets it out to a teammate. Hallabone. Forward. Brodie Carroll. Kiranua. Getting his knees dirty.
Yeah, Jetta didn't look like he had the footy there, but the umpire benefit of the doubt. No free kick there, but you saw the way that the Waratahs went backwards to go forwards, but as soon as they went backwards, they knew where to spread. They knew where their players were and hitting their target straight away.
Kirby gets it out nicely. Good play by Brodie McMahon. McMahon kicks forward. Betts shoves his opponent out of the contest and sees the ball out of bounds. 55 metres around from the Palmerston goal, left half forward.
He's absolutely trying everything he can out there at the moment, Eddie Betts, but there was 3 running back with him then, so they're obviously, targeting him, which then means that someone in the forward 50 for Palmerston Magpies is free if there's 3 defenders going to Eddie Betts.
Well, do you think that seems that's a kicking in danger? No, he probably didn't go through it with the boot taken high. No, play on. I'm just trying to find a free kick for Palmerston Magpies.
And then it's out.
And he was holding the ball. He went to ground and he made no attempt to get it out. And
waiting for the free kick. That was Coxey, so didn't go his way. But just look at the run and carry. Here we go. Straight through the middle, Butters.
Almost coast to coast. That is precise. Carroll knocked to the ground. Too far out to score. Onto the left foot. Brodie Carroll kicks inside. High leaping player there. Can't take the mark. And that is Darcy Hope.
Yeah, he got his hands to it. Probably should have taken that one. He's got a good grip on him. But
bit slippery, perhaps.
Ben Power is running all over the shop here. So he's...
Jetta stabs it forward precisely to Lambton. Haven't minded his game, but turns it over a bit.
Yeah, where's this next kick? They're all telling him where to kick, but there's not much movement. Here we go. Goes
outside the corridor. Varco hasn't got the pace that he once had, but looking Anchors. He's still got everything in him, and so is Josiah Farrer, and the ball is out of bounds. Slightly favouring Palmerston between wing and half forward left.
Well done to Josiah Farrer there. Just a second and third effort just to keep moving that ball forward and put the pressure on the Waratahs defenders.
Whack in front, as we expect. There's Mensch. Mensch goes by hand. Cloesy. To Whack. Whack just got enough onto it. Here's Mensch again. Mensch onto the left foot. Kicks inside forward 50 in the direction of a teammate there.
That's Cox there, Butters. It's Rian Cox.
Rian Cox. Is he a local boy?
No, from WA. Him and his missus have come over for the season, I believe.
Solid lad. Left half forward. Fairly acute angle. We'll have to kick from 40.
Hard to kick him from there.
Cox kicks and kicks across this is to the near side. So a minor score when they need majors. 2-3-15, the Palmerston Magpies trailing Waratah 8-5-53.
You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 2022-23 TIO NTFL season from Gardens Oval here in Darwin.
Kicked in by Waratah. Didn't get to him.
Harry just overran that footy.
Yeah, clean bowled him, didn't it? Clean bowled everyone. Waratah have the football. Give it to me, the field umpire should say, and does say.
They had some players and they had some space and time. The ball's just not bouncing their way at the moment for the Palmerston Magpies, but it's not on, it's not on.
Whack once again, chasing hard Mensch. Anchors gets the football, chips it inside to a teammate. He takes the mark nicely. That's Edward Morris. Morris will switch. Not sure of the value of that. Dropped the ball. Kicked off the ground. Varco using a little bit of brute strength. Picked up Waratah. Rian
That's a
Cox.
good tackle.
It was a good tackle.
Thought he had more time and space there. I think that's is that a Dwyer?
If it's not, it's a bit O'Dwyer-like, wasn't it? Because it was a strong tackle. Yep, it is O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer kicks outside defensive 50. Guthrie went flying forward. I think he might have got a fingernail in the back.
Yeah.
Looking for a free kick.
Yeah, felt that one, but at least he caused a boundary throw and a stoppage here. So there's been a few stoppages over there, but Palmerston haven't been able to make the opportunities of it, and the clearances have been through Waratahs. So they've got a few goal-scoring opportunities from this spot.
In the ruck is Halliburton, probably won his first tap against Whack.
So that's a good result to the Maggies. They've actually tied that one up, so they'll have another stoppage.
23 minutes into the second term. Halliburton and Whack of the back. Both Maggies are keeping the ball inside their forward 50. Varco probably should have kicked it. They need to get the ball forward. It'll be all wrapped up. Good tackle. Held the ball in.
If they can get it in there quickly, they haven't flooded back here, Waratahs. They're trusting their defenders to go one-on-one.
Halliburton probably won that. Wacker's second effort will be pretty good. I love the way he plays.
Still going, here we go.
Guthrie.
Here's the one-on-ones, Butters.
Oh, look, it's just the defence of Waratah is supreme at the moment. O'Dwyer gets it back. Not 15. Play on called the umpire. Onto the left foot, smothered off the boot. Tough stuff. Mensch. Waratah having to work overtime here. The field umpire got it right once again. Tough to get a kick in there, Natasha.
Yeah, desperately need a goal here before the halftime siren goes. We've got the little tackers coming out for the halftime entertainment. The under-10s coming out to play at halftime.
Halliburton probably won the tap. Waratah need to defend. They do. Kick the ball, tumble out of bounds, but they've cleared defensive 50, 60 metres from the Palmerston goal, left half forward.
Benefit of the doubt there.
Side. Yep.
Benefit of the doubt, that one. There we go.
Siren's gone, and it's Waratah quarter again. 8-5, 53 Tars. Leading Palmerston 2-4-16. Goal kickers for Waratah. Magro has 3 singles. Thomas Cree, Henry Keranua, Elijah Horrocks, Abraham Ankers and Darcy Hope. And the goal kickers, the 2 goals for Palmerston. Eddie Betts, 1 in the first quarter, and Travis Varco, 1 in the second quarter. But it is all Waratahs.
3 goals to 1 in that quarter to Waratah. So they stemmed the goal kicking a little bit there to the Waratahs did the Palmerston Magpies. But still, they got a lot of work to do at halftime. Looking forward to watching the under-10s here have a halftime crack at it. The Magpies versus Waratahs and up-and-coming stars. Yeah, it's halftime here at Gardens Oval, and that will be back shortly.
Competition.
Big kick inside 50. Gee, that was a very creative mark there. And he plays on Joe Salmon. A quick kick to his full forward in Calder, and that is very quick off the mark from St Mary's.
Mary's, so might put this one through as well, I'd say.
Runs around and he's happy with that. A little fist pump, and the first goal is on the board. St Mary's go 1 goal straight, 6 leading. Pint yet to score. Working it back forward again. Now with Chalmers, he's been one of the better players. Then got off to Saudi. He went to goal, and that's a big kick. That's their first ever goal in the Men's Premier League here at their home ground, DXC Arena. So
Yes, Yeoman was an absolute standout for Southern Districts. Jackson Calder plays on.
You don't see that happen often.
No, you don't. You get tackled.
Gee, that's well across the face. Still might work for them. Silver, Yusuf. Gee, what a goal that was. He's just bananaed it through. Kicked his second, and he's been on fire the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yusuf tackled. Ball comes out now, St Mary's to mop it up. Not a great one. Ciavarella, he snaps it round the corner and kicks a goal.
Yeah, well, opportunist goal there by Ciavarella. Another.
Line out. Rolls around, goes to full forward, and he's hit late, so a free kick.
Toa just ran in. It wasn't too underward, but it'll be downfield.
Is it to Ryan?
Nah, not sure. Yeah, it looks like Ryan.
And he's very happy with it. Kicks it, and that is through the big sticks.
For his third. competition, that'll be icing on the cake.
Civarella snaps towards goal, and that, you would say, is the sealer. He's been very good tonight. That's his second, and he extends the margin out to 32 points.
Overalls there, ball spills, Wilson, overall calls for it, on his right boot, long handball over the top, back in front of Wilson, Hams missed the tackle, allowed Wilson to play on. And well done by the old fella there. Missed tackle there by Hams, unfortunately. He's a tough man to bring down, it's a big unit. Can't take. Picked up there by Adam Parry. Ball spills loose. Round the corner by the Nycliffe player. Geez, a chance to be touched, but they're not claiming it. That's a great goal. Great kick. Who was that? Lachlan Hooperts.
Yeah.
Butler's getting the best of him. Well read there by Mensch. Slams it on his left boot. Ball goes, Eddie's lurking there. Guthrie's run on hard, out in front of Eddie. Eddie on his left, brings it round the corner beautifully. And right on cue before quarter time, Eddie kicks Palmerston's first goal.
Promo from Eddie Betts there.
Set of umpiring shots I've ever seen. Handball there, goes to the Palmerston player. He spins round, and all their hard work inside this 50 this quarter pays off. Keeps it in front, spins inboard. He's got Eddie leading hard at it, or just at his bootlaces there. Couldn't grab it. Crowd scream ball. Varco, he's got his boot to it. Varco off the ground. He's the one who put that inside 50. And late in this second quarter gets a much needed goal for Palmerston. They're right back in this. Forks to call out the back. Farah on his favoured left foot sticks it out in front of Eddie. Eddie turns on his left boot. It's an open goal square. Eddie Betts, thank you very much. From the pocket, he kicks his third. He's looking alive, and Palmerston hit the front. The defensive zone. That's a beautiful kick down there. 60 metres out, taken by Bowles. He's on his natural left foot. He's going to go to the top of the square. He's almost gone better than that. That's cleared. Dropped there by Wilson. Scott can't pick up. Over the top to Wilson. Wilson on his left foot gets some purchase on it and puts it through. And that's a much-needed goal to Nycliffe. And we've got a game of footy on our hands. Yep. Board gives it back to Mensch. Mensch on his favoured left foot, sends it inside 50, over the back there, dropped by Aunt Cox. Is that Eddie? Picked up by Eddie on the right boot. Thank you very much. Eddie Betts, that's your fifth, I believe. He's running on top of the ground in this last quarter. He gives it there to John O'Farah. John O'Farah gets a little one in board and hits up the hard-leading Aunt Cox. So I'd love a goal here, Palmerston. Hits it pretty well. Goal umpire doesn't move a whisker. Thank you, Mother, for the Rabbits. Palmerston are up by 6 points.
future captain of the club, I'd say.
Long flying contest and dragging that in. Judged it beautifully through the air was Mazzini. Trinity and Mazzini read it best. So he comes in. Didn't look that great off the boot. Through for a goal, and he kicked a little bit like a defender, but he got the score on the board. There was Carroll. Handball away. Fijo comes in off the wing. Gives it off to a running teammate who lines up from outside 50.
What a goal.
And what a cracking goal that is to start the quarter.
Matt Shannon.
And Matt Shannon come running through to Smith. Now the Crocs through Maney can centre it up again. On to Schwartz. Now it comes back to Brandon Rusker. Then on to Fijo. Hurried right foot kick to Matt Shannon taken after disposal.
That's his
he
third.
Doesn't care, and he's kicked his third for the quarter. Advantage and downfield paid, and an all clear is given. Ellis Yeoman ended up taking that uncontested, and he picks out Bo Schwartz, who gives a handball off to a running teammate. And they're looking for Roy George, who takes a great mark out in front. He never looked like dropping that, did he?
No, nothing. Just Waratah's really slow to react as well through that corridor again.
Sits it up, gives it every opportunity. The fans like it from behind in the handstand. They've all got around him, and Roy George has scored. Thornton, by the looks of it, got his hands on it first. Bouncing ball. Roy George couldn't quite get it, but taps it onto open space. Then McManus has come down. Handball over the top, comes back inside to Roy George, who gets his second.
There it is, yeah.
Beautiful.
Here he goes, deep entry, looking for our boy Hope.
Yeah, and at the front was Magro, who just read it lovely. On his left, he can set it up, and can it curve back?
Oh, Kirby's got it.
I think Kirby's marked it. The goal umpire hasn't moved. The field umpires come in and will set it up.
And with the check side, he's a right footer. Yep, he's got it.
Yeah. Well,
get around him, boys.
Yeah, let's get in there and talk to him and tell him how Ned not playing today. He gives it off to his teammate Marcus Waddy. Waddy has a lead, and that lead was from Magro. And Magro in a contested mark. Well, not a bad looking kick from where we are. It's got the distance and the legs, and it goes through. And that is Magro's third for the day. Up in the air, Smith was interfered with, let go, play on is the call, and then it just comes straight back to Schwartz. Right foot gets his fifth. Does he get his fifth?
Tipalura, a little bit more strapping than a trotting horse. Kicks in nice and deep. The Tiwi player flies. The other one stayed down, which was good, and it's hacked off the ground.
Bennell.
I think Harley Bennell's got one. He's celebrating it.
He's up and about.
Now he is selling it. And he's kicked forward there. Holtz Fitz gets it. He has a bounce. The Cheney medalist. He comes in. He shoots on goal. It's a scrubby old kick. Didn't sort of come off that well, but Bolcher's got it. It's been, great little bit of play there by Cole McBeanie. All right, Tiwi's bringing it nice and long out of. Oh, great, Mark Jaden, kick it. I reckon I saw a bit of daylight under that foot.
Yeah,
then there was across. It falls to Bennell. Bennell, beautiful handball from Bennell. Excellent handball over to Tipalura. Tipalura goes long, and this man again to Tipalura. The game as well. Often the ex-AFL guys come up here and they take a little time to warm up to it. It's not easy football to get used to. It's a little bit random, but certainly Harley Bennell's doing well, and he's right to the hot spot. They all fly there. De Souza, it comes down to Vudas. Johnny snaps one back.
Nice finish.
I think it is a goal. Well done. This is a good build-up here. Bolcher's got it just outside 50, goes long. Beautiful kick to advantage there.
A great
and that's
leg.
Pendlebury.
A big body.
Here we go, Pendlebury on the left. Comes in, very deliberate kick, and he likes it. That's a good start for the third quarter for Darwin Buffaloes. A good turns it over. Bennell's got it. Bennell just jams it. Beautiful kick, Harley Bennell. That is an excellent kick. It's been a long time between drinks. Cantilla shuffles in.
Likes it.
Not overly confident, but he's kicked the goal. And it's the Tiwi Bombers. Gets the ball forward to Bowles. Bowles, he's usually a good kick of the football. Kicks it nice and deep. It goes in. Kick it's got a chance off the ground. And that's a goal. I think it's a goal to Armat Watkins. He's bobbed up, and that's an important one. Darwin have got another one. That's their 6th goal. Back into DeWitt. DeWitt's given him a bit of run out off the half back. He goes long. I think that's what they need to do. A bit of chaos football. Goes out the back. Swoops on it there. Tamblin, he's kicked the goal. Here come the Bombers. Put inside out. One for the Brave. And it beautifully goes there. Comes down to Tamblin. Tamblin hooks it back. I think he's kicked the goal. The Bombers, they're in front. Goes into Vudas. And Johnny goes long, and he's up high there. He's kept it in front of himself. And there it is.
Wow.
That's a beautiful goal. Bolchi, put that on the TikTok highlights reel. Great work, Bolch.
Welcome back to the second half here, round 4, top of the table clash. Waratahs taking on the Palmerston Magpies here at Gardens Oval. Beautiful venue here for football, and Waratahs have started the first half really, really well, but you're watching the coverage, AFL NT's coverage of the 2022-23 TIO NTFL season. It's an absolute ripper, and Waratahs have kicked 8 goals in the first half compared to Palmerston's 2 goals. They're up by 37 points, and Butters, they just had too many ball winners across the park, Waratahs, and very, very strong defence, and Palmerston just can't buy a goal.
Look, they cannot, and Varco and Eddie Betts are their goal kickers. Jaden Magro has 3 for Waratah, but all the work has got to be done by Palmerston. As you said, they trail by 37 points. What would the message from Josh Heath have been, do you reckon?
Well, I tried to get a bit of an insight after the Pints game. Of course, it finished in a draw, but the way they came back in the second half, they never gave up, and the team talk that Joshy gave to them, was fortunate enough to sit in and listen to him, is that, you know, he was really proud that the guys never gave up, but showed them footage of where they were going wrong, and it's a little bit like that in the first half here. They can't seem to break the Waratahs zone setting up in the defensive half, so they're chipping it around, but the Waratahs forwards are then pressing and putting pressure on them and causing the turnover and getting the goal. Once they can get past that, I think they'll have a lot more flow. Probably Eddie Betts down the forward line is busting his gut down there, but probably just doesn't have enough help down there at the moment.
Whack v Kirby in the ruck as we get away. Kirby, what was first clearance goes to Mensch. Mensch for Palmerston. The ball drops short, picked up by Ron Cox. He kicks the ball inside forward 50 for Palmerston, and the ball is where they want it, Natasha.
Exactly. So good clearance. That's one of the clearances that they needed to start this game, and if they can get more of those happening in this third quarter and snag a couple of goals back and don't let Waratahs score, they're right back in this game.
Power in the ruck, but it was Kirby that got the knock, cleared by Waratah's scoreboard side, but a mark taken by Whack. Whack was dragged off the footy. Ball, they shouted, and the umpire agreed. Yeah. Too slow.
No talk there. He was under the pump. He should have gone back and had his mark, but not enough talk to let him know that.
Clear favouring now. Grandstand side, back inside the corridor. Waratah picking up the options. That's O'Dwyer, consummate defender, picks up a teammate. Waratah goes forward. Not a very good kick inside, but at least it's inside forward 50. Waratah one way, then the other. It's just too easy. One Waratah player against 4. It was 2 against 4, and Waratah got the result that they were probably looking for. Out of bounds, 50 metres around from the Waratah goal, left half forward. Waratah kicking to the city end at beautiful Gardens Oval. Tossed in by the boundary umpire. Kirby over the back, picked up by Guthrie. Guthrie dragged off the footy onto his left foot. Waratah have the footy now.
Oh, beautiful kick.
It was a beautiful kick inside forward 50, but the big man could not take the mark. Cloesy has it. Gets it to a teammate. Succession of handballs. Palmerston started the quarter okay, but got nowhere to kick, no one to go to in the forward line, Palmerston. Betts is playing up there, but that's probably a high tackle. Play on called the umpire. Big Arnold Kirby gets the football, goes by hand, had plenty of time. They just seem to have too much time.
And playing in front again, so just too easy here at Waratahs, going to their forward 50.
Edward Morris played in front of Josiah Farrer, finger tipper, not quite taken. Fair enough too. Cloesy done a power of work down in defence. They need more of him. That's a high tackle, and picked up again by the field umpires who've done a pretty good job.
That's Jonty Patrick, I think, with that free kick there, Butters.
Hasn't had enough of it.
No, definitely, but him and a lot of other teammates. Harvey's gone okay. He's been pretty consistent, and Neville Jett has been one of their better players.
He's probably almost their best with Guthrie, I think, and Whack. But Waratah, once again, just reigning supreme. Succession of handballs. Betts put some pressure on, kicked off the ground cleverly.
It's got to be deliberate.
You would think so. Even
yeah, that one is. Yeah. He called that one.
And Betts has got it, but he's too far out to score in the centre of the ground. Goes inside. Picks up Guthrie. Guthrie back to his teammate in Mensch, who's been okay. Mensch goes by hand to Cloesy. Cloesy, long kick.
Nothing kick again. 2-on-1 there, Eddie Betts. Again, they're just peeling off, and those bombs are not working for the Palmerston Magpies. They need to hit targets with a lower kick.
And certainly not in the bombs to Betts are not working. He's got to be front and square instead of being the target. Ball kicked out. O'Dwyer, 1, 2, 3, pay the mark. O'Dwyer, dinky little kick, grandstand side.
Here they go as they reset. They'll wait for a target. They won't bomb it away here.
Oryx.
Oh, dangerous.
Terrible kick. Josiah Farah, let's have a goal. Let's have a goal, kicking into the teeth of the breeze. This will test him.
He thought about passing it off to Varco. Now he's going to have a crack. Much needed goal. If they can start the third quarter with the first goal on the board, be happy with that. They peg one back.
4 minutes in. They've only got 2 for the game. 1 to Betts, 1 to Varco. Just lost the power in the leg, but a mark taken in the goal square, and he's paid the mark.
Good mark there to Power, but you're right, just didn't have the power through, but good work there to Power in the goal square to take that mark. There was enough Waratah's defenders there to punch that through, so they won't be happy with that. They pride themselves, these back half of the Waratahs.
A goal in the first, a goal in the second for Palmerston. A goal a quarter's not going to win them the game. Power kicks on goal. And I reckon he snuck it through.
Yeah, he's got his first of the game.
Sorry, he has. I just almost gave you an uppercut there, Natasha. I'm sorry.
You did. So 31 points here, the difference now. So much needed goal. And just a little bit better ball movement, but in the end that was a turnover. So that was a clanger by the Waratahs defender there, looking to switch play that landed in the arms of Josiah Farah. So really not from the work of Palmerston. It was a error on Waratah's behalf, and just those long bombs that I spoke about earlier into the forward 50 are not working for Palmerston Magpies. As you said, Eddie Betts needs to be front and centre, not the target. Big Power was down there, or maybe Travis Varco as another forward there, because you don't want Eddie Betts being your leading forward down there.
Whack v Kirby. Kirby in the red and white, Whack in the black and white. Good bounce by the field umpire. Kirby comfortably knocks the ball to his team's advantage. Abraham anchors on the football, picked up by Whack. Whack, it's got to be a bit more definite with his kicking, but that's a better one. Guthrie kicks the ball forward, but the defence of Waratah too slow in the forward line, but knocked out of bounds.
Good work in the end. That was good pressure by Josiah Farah. Benny Power a little bit slow there, but he kept chasing, and now they've caused a stoppage to 60 around from goal. So let's see what they can do from this stoppage.
Left half forward. Power against Kirby. Power in front. Big-bodied man. Picked up Palmerston. That is Williams. The skipper hasn't done enough, but Josiah Farah has it now.
Another fortunate kick.
His distance.
Yeah, he's on his distance. We've seen that the last one, so probably might be better to put it to the top of the square unless someone can find space, but it looks like he's going to have a crack.
Where's Big Power? Is he up there in the goal square? Because that's where he's got to be.
He's coming back. He's on the 50, so he needs to get himself down there. You're right, Butters.
Farah onto the left foot. Kicks and much better, but it swings across the face of goal, and I think the boundary umpire has not got the job. The goal umpire says it's mine, and that's a minus score. Not enough, but at least they're in the right end of the ground.
Percentage kick, I feel, would have been at the top of the square with Big Power down there. He wasn't down there. The runner needs to get down to him. He just kicked a goal, of course, because of his size down there, but looks like he's back into the ruck.
Ball kicked in. Watty, that's the footy, centre half back, flares wide, goes in the grandstand direction of the top, forced out of bounds on the full. Good effort, Palmerston. They've lifted.
Yeah, they're pressing, putting the pressure on. Need a little bit more of it. A few players that have been very quiet in the first half are starting to get their hands on the footy, just trying to work themselves into the game. Phil Wills as well is one of them.
Trailing by 30 points. That's 8 minutes in.
Absolute kicked it to a sea of Waratah's player then. Well done, Travis Varco. That is holding the footy. They had too many players there to know what to do with it.
And Varco nicely in, goes by hand over the top, and Betts has got another one. That's much better, Palmerston Magpies. They're reducing the margin.
So they've got 2 in a row, the first time in the game, Butters, that they've got back-to-back goals, and Waratah's there again. Just the defenders, the whack kick just went to no advantage of his teammates, but there was a sea of Waratah's players there, and in the end they sort of coughed it up, and a good tackle applied by Travis Varco and a quick chain of handballs to get it into the goal square where Eddie Betts was, and an easy goal to him. So 2 goals to him, but more importantly for the Magpies, they've got back-to-back goals.
8-5 to 4-5. 24 points, closing the gap, stating the bleeding obvious.
Yeah, and of course umpires round as well, so you're looking at getting involved with the umpires. Get down there. There's no registration fees or uniform costs, which is pretty good because registration fees these days for any sport is quite exy.
Power. Working hard. Guthrie kicked the ball off the ground. That was Waratah, but kicked it in the Palmerston direction. Waratah under a fair bit of pressure. Running hard at the football. We haven't seen much of this player, and that is Anthony Treacy. Treacy kicks forward, but kicks unfortunately for him and for his team straight into the arms of O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer's kick not the best. Pushing the back. Play on called the umpire. Again, a player that we haven't seen much is Philip Wills. Wills kicks the ball forward, but it's 3-0, and no wonder Waratah clear the ball. O'Dwyer has it. Favouring the grandstand side. O'Dwyer runs outside his defensive 50, kicks forward over the back and should have probably grabbed that football, that Palmerston player.
And he goes to ground. That's McMahon.
Yeah, McMahon.
So they applied the pressure on themselves there, the Maggies, but speaking when they went forward there, the kick by Wills, there was no Palmerston forwards down there. They were all up at the contest, so no communication there by the forwards.
Jetta and Cloesy doing a power of work, and Guthrie always plays well onto the left foot. Not the prettiest of kicks, but by gee, he gets it often enough. Varco, he's done pretty well, been one of their best together with Jetta and Varco. He kicks the ball forward. Betts has the football. Probably didn't either, but he's almost lost his shorts. We know he's got grey jocks on. showing the colour of his jocks. Can't find the handle. That was Keranua. Beautifully done. Keranua won the old 1-2, and Keranua has the football. Henry Keranua. Lovely to see him back with Waratah. Keranua onto the left foot. Kicks the ball in the anchor's direction. Waratah go forward. Nice kick forward. Can't take the mark defensively. Palmerston have lifted as well. It's the skipper Waratah.
Yeah, that's holding the footy.
Carroll.
So that's the third time that Hope's dropped a mark. He's got his hands to it, and usually he'd take those, but it is slippery conditions out there. Very humid here.
John Harvey. Left footer. Nice long kick in the whack direction. Succession of handballs, Waratah. Went backwards. I don't know why he would go backwards, but they've worked around. They're just being patient, aren't they? As you mentioned, probably in the first quarter. Again, another missed mark by Palmerston. They've had most of it. Lambton, good tackle, but hung on to him too long.
Yeah, so they've got the free kick here, bit of a push and shove, but they just need to play the footy here. They've already given away a goal with ill discipline in the second quarter that we saw. Butters, no, the first quarter I think that was a 100-metre penalty.
Yep.
Penalty. Oh, that's a terrible kick.
Lambton, I mean, he gets the football, but by gee, he turns it over, doesn't he? Unfortunately, and that's a lovely mark.
Yeah, he's Hope. That's the fourth one that's gone in there, and he's plucked that one. Bit of a juggle, but he landed that one, and we know he's got a booming kick on him.
Darcy Hope it is now. He's right of centre. He'll have to kick from about 49, going to the city end of Gardens Oval.
Kick one in the first quarter, of course.
He did.
Big unit up there in the forward line, but just patience by Waratah there to move the ball around and then hit a target. They withstood the Palmerston pressure. They've kicked the first 2 goals of this quarter. Palmerston, can Waratahs get their first of this quarter?
Well, they don't need this, the Maggies, do they? They just do not need this. Hope stumbles and fumbles his way in, sends the ball into the jet stream and misses to the left-hand side. So that's a bit of a let-off for Palmerston.
To see how they can work it out here. So Waratahs, this is the sort of zone that they set that Magpies just can't seem to break.
Jetta, Harvey.
Oh, there's
O'Dwyer, Hope, Pope. That's better. That's better, they say,
no,
Waratah.
The umpire said it's a behind. So the goal umpires said that's a behind. All the Waratahs players were cheering that on. I actually thought that went through myself, Butters.
I
it's
think
umpire
so.
round, so they're right.
They're right.
We're not going to say anything there.
Darcy Hope it was. Cloesy, where's he going? Out of bounds on the full. That's where he's going.
Yeah, no. And just speaking of umpires, umpire round, so umpires receive free entry into all NTFL matches as well. So that's a big plus, and they've just hit the umpire in the back of the head with that kick.
If you love your footy, become an umpire. Kicks inside Waratah. Jeddah gets it out to the big man out there, and that is Josiah Farah. Cloesy dragged off the footy. Good tackle anchors. Cloesy still got the footy. Field umpire a little benevolent there, I reckon. Probably could have done a little bit more to get rid of that. Whack has nominated himself. Waratah get the football. Go toward the top of their goal square. Ball looking to go out of bounds, and it is out of bounds, so that suits the Palmerston defence. And Neville Jeddah, he's just been fantastic, hasn't he? Yeah, definitely their best player. Travis Barker's done well for him as well, getting around the footy. Guthrie has been consistent, probably not the amount of touches that he usually gets in a game so far, but of course we've got a quarter and a half to go. This is dangerous. Touched off the boot. Hope gets it out to Silva. That was a great smother there by Cloesy, but kicked off the ground. Off the ground, and it's a captain's goal, but it was touched, I reckon. Yeah, it was. Good call. So they're peppering the goals down there once again, Waratahs. Under enormous pressure here, the Palmerston defence. 8-8, 56, 4-5, 29. This next kick has let them down the last couple of times trying to work it out of defence. Again, they go to a contest. Gets out the back. Haven't seen much of Waylon Davey. There he is. Kicks the ball off the ground. Now it's out to pace. Eddie Betts, has he got the pace, the old man? He's looking for someone inside. Kicked the ball off the ground. Palmerston can't get it. Waratah, cool as you like. And Tar's defence, they really were beaten for pace there, but they just kept their nerve. So Power, that looked a high hit, but the umpire says play on. Whack. Inside forward 50. Now it's the Palmerston team, and it's the defence of Waratah on top. Whack takes a lovely mark under pressure. He's got a player free, kicks it in his direction, but the kick is errant, and a nice mark taken by the skipper. And Brodie Carroll has it at centre half back for Waratah. Yeah, that's the second time that Whack's turned the ball over going into the forward 50. He had a player all by himself in Tracy. Couldn't hit him and hit up the Waratah's player instead. Well, they've won the quarter, the Maggies, but they just haven't won it by enough. Maggies still keep peppering away. They need a mark. They need someone front and square, but it's a Waratah defence, and that player down there has been terrific. Dylan Collis, the vice-captain, on the left foot. The other bottle blonde in the team fell over that time. That was a bit Curtly Silva. That was a good leg race there with Neville Jeddah. He's still got the speed. Neville Jeddah just hurt himself just a little bit proppy. Yeah, but he kept up with him. I tell you what, Silva's lightning as well. So and he went to ground, Silva, which he shouldn't have done. He probably could have done him if he'd have stayed on his feet. But nonetheless, we've got the two big guns, Kirby and Whack. Whack over the back. Taken high. Yeah, that was Guthrie, I think. That's earned the free kick. It's got to come back. They've paid the advantage, Natasha. And that time they got it right. It's up to the players to decide whether they'll take the advantage. Waylon Davey has the football. That's a couple of possessions he's had. But cool as you like, Waratah will clear the football. They just seem to have time. Had a bounce on the full, that one. So good pressure applied there by Eddie Betts. He heard the steps coming behind him. The Betts steps. So still 3-1 in this. No, three goals. Sorry, not 3 goals. 2 goals. 2 goals to nil. Yeah. Looking at the Waratah. See that now they're sort of winning the battle here. Waratahs aren't hitting a target. They're just bombing it out of defence now. So they've sort of turned the tides a little bit here, but Magpies need to find their opportunities. They've got to take those marks. Big Josiah Farah can't get it. Harvey pushed in the back.
That's holding the footy, and they're
Now,
just...
Harvey's just... He'll lose this. He's probably hit him in the chin.
No, it was a free kick against Josiah Farah for holding the footy. They said he dropped it, so...
Okay. So Waratah again will clear from defence. Left half back. Spear it in the middle. Guthrie grabbed hold of it, dragged off the footy. Play on called the umpire. It's consistent. Waratah have the football under pressure, taken high. No free kick. Cloesy, I shouldn't be laughing because I'd hate to be out there. And it's a lovely mark. Farah, he has lifted. Is this a true kick? It is. It's a good kick. And it goes to Williams. Williams hasn't done enough. Long kick to Williams. Who's down there? Waratah at the ground. Ground level. Betts' country. Dragged off the footy. Ball. And it was. So the defence once again.
They kicked it to a contest again, and it was Eddie Betts against 4.
Well, he's not going to win, is
It's
he?
just not working, those sort of kicks. And they had a number of players that were running into the 50. They just need to lower their eyes here. The Palmerston Magpies going into the forward 50.
Kirby kicks across goal. Waratah the options. Guthrie, well done. Lovely handball. Waylon Davey. Kick off the ground. Eddie Betts, no, was knocked through by big Arnold Kirby. The chance went begging then, Natasha.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why Waylon Davey didn't have a crack at the goals there. I've seen him crack at goals like that since he was about 4 years old.
If Eddie Betts hadn't been in the square, I think he would have. I think he was felt, I've got to kick this to Eddie. I've got to kick this to Eddie. Well, he doesn't have to, because you're quite right. He should have kicked that, and here he is again. O'Dwyer takes the mark.
So this next kick is, again, they're bombing away. They weren't doing this in the first half.
Field umpire's got that right. The Palmerston player attacked O'Dwyer after he'd kicked the ball, and it's just a silly free kick down the field. Palmerston are winning the quarter, not by much, but they're winning the quarter. Lovely big kick in, but a nice mark taken down there by Cloesy. Cloesy kicks across the face of goal to Harvey. Harvey's got Wills short, chooses to ignore him. Tunnel vision. Goes back to Cloesy. No, it's not Cloesy.
Here's the zone is set. Just, you can't see on the screen, but they're setting a zone, and this is all Magpies need to do, is keep possession of the footy.
Treacy. Nice kick. Who to? In the Mensch direction. Can't take the mark. He's lifted since about halfway through the second quarter, Mensch. Backs to Mensch.
Guthrie and Mensch are really getting their hands on the footy as well as Whack, but again, just the disposal not working in their favour. But Waratahs are just still chipping away. They're not under the pressure. They're the ones that don't need to ping back the goals, and we're in time on here in the third quarter.
Power seemed to kick that in the wrong direction. Keranua, who's he got? Oh, big strong mark. No, couldn't take the mark. Good defence. Waratah. Touched off the boot, according to the umpire. And the ball will be taken over the line, and that is McMahon.
So you're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 2022-23 TIO NTFL season from Gardens Oval here in Darwin. Beautiful night for footy. Waratahs well ahead at this stage by 26 points.
26 points, 22 minutes into the third term. It's been much better by Palmerston, but they've got to do much more. They have the football. And the field umpire says, that'll be mine. So it'll be big Power against Kirby. He dragged him off the football. Yeah, good free kick by the field umpire. So defensively, Power won that. He's got to hurry up. They've got to get another goal. If they can get another goal, get it within 20 points.
Yeah, I agree. They've got something to really to work for. It's looking a little bit flat, like they're looking for the third quarter to end here, but plays on quickly here, does big Power, but again, just kicks it up the line. Good work to Travis Barco there.
Yep. Probably fell into his arms, but nonetheless, they need a touch of luck. What are you pointing at? You've got Guthrie, are you?
Yeah, Lampton's on here. He was screaming for the footy, but too late.
And too far out to score.
So he's going to have a crack here. He needs to hurry up. I don't think he's got the leg here, Lambton.
Goalless in this third term, irrespective of the result of this. And 2 goals to Palmerston. So he's got to kick this. He's got to kick this 65 metres.
We've seen it before.
Big screwy. Halfway. So there it is, 3-quarter time. Waratah 8-8-56, Palmerston 4-6-30, 26-point lead to Waratah. The premiership quarter has been played and Tars did not score a goal.
Yeah, they pegged it back a little bit there, Palmerston. Probably not enough, but 26 points still gettable. But the way they played in the first 3 quarters may be a little bit hard, but who knows? Anything can happen in footy. We'll be back here at Gardens Oval after this short break.
Big kick inside 50. Gee, that was a very creative mark there. And he plays on Joe Salmon. A quick kick to his full forward in Calder, and that is very quick off the mark from St Mary's.
So might put this one through as well, I'd say.
Runs around and he's happy with that. A little fist pump, and the first goal is on the board. St Mary's go 1 goal straight, 6 leading Pint yet to score. Working it back forward again. Now with Chalmers, he's been one of the better players, then got off to Saudi. He went to goal, and that's a big kick. That's their first ever goal in the Men's Premier League here at their home ground, DXC Arena. So
Yeoman was an absolute standout for Southern Districts. Jackson Calder plays on.
You don't see that happen often.
No, you don't. You get tackled.
Gee, that's well across the face. Still might work for them. Silver, Yusuf. Gee, what a goal that was. He's just bananaed it through. Kicked his second, and he's been on fire the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yusuf tackled. Ball comes out now, St Mary's to mop it up. Not a great one. Ciavarella, he snaps it round the corner and kicks a goal.
Yeah, well, opportunist goal there by Ciavarella. Another.
Line out. Rolls around, goes to full forward, and he's hit late, so a free kick.
Toa just ran in. It wasn't too underward, but it'll be downfield.
Is it to Ryan?
No, not sure. Yeah, it looks like Ryan.
And he's very happy with it. Kicks it, and that is through the big sticks.
For his third petition, that'll be icing on the cake.
Ciavarella snaps towards goal, and that, you would say, is the sealer. He's been very good tonight. That's his second, and he extends the margin out to 32 points.
Overalls there, ball spills, Wilson, overall calls for it, on his right boot, long handball over the top, back in front of Wilson, Hams missed the tackle, allowed Wilson to play on. And well done by the old fella there. Missed tackle there by Hams, unfortunately. He's a tough man to bring down, it's a big unit. Can't take. Picked up there by Adam Parry. Ball spills loose. Round the corner by the Nycliffe player. Geez, a chance to be touched, but they're not claiming it. That's a great goal. Great kick. Who was that? Lachlan Hooperts.
Yep.
Butler's getting the best of him. Well read there by Minch. Slams it on his left boot. Ball goes, Eddie's lurking there. Guthrie's run on hard, out in front of Eddie. Eddie on his left, brings it round the corner beautifully. And right on cue before quarter time, Eddie kicks Palmerston's first goal.
Promo from Eddie Betts there.
Set of umpiring shots I've ever seen. Handball there, goes to the Palmerston player. He spins round, and all their hard work inside this 50 this quarter pays off. Keeps it in front, spins inboard. He's got Eddie leading hard at it, or just at his bootlaces there. Couldn't grab it. Crowd scream ball. Varco, he's got his boot to it. Varco off the ground. He's the one who put that inside 50. And late in this second quarter, gets a much-needed goal.
Welcome back to Gardens Oval for the top of the table clash. Waratah's taking on Palmerston. It's the NTFL TIO 2022-23 season, and it's been a great start here to Waratahs. They're 26 points ahead. They only kicked 3 points in that quarter, and Magpies managed to get 2 goals too, so peg back that lead a little bit, but they really need a miracle, I think, against the way Waratahs have been playing here tonight to get the win. It's 26 points. It's going to be very hard when you've only kicked 4 goals for the whole game.
We were saying, Natasha, you're quite right, we were saying they really needed to reduce it if they could to 20. This, in fact, if Waratah do win this, they go to the top of the ladder, because Palmerston have had a win, a draw, they're on 10 points, so and Waratah have had just the 2 wins. So it'll mean Waratah with a superior percentage, but in fact, in terms of points, they will go to the top of the ladder. So back in the middle of the ground, the final quarter, they've got to make up the deficit, but they've got to kick more and more and more. Kirby against Wack, Tristan Wack, he's carried the ruck load pretty much single-handedly.
Yeah, he's done well in there. Created a few turnovers, but you can't discredit him. He's had a wonderful game and been definitely in their top 5 players.
Certainly he would have been. So Wack it is on the left of your screen. Kirby, big number 36. Wack jumps over the top of Kirby, gets it down in the direction of Guthrie. A head charge there, play on called the umpire. That's good umpiring because he bumped his head into the player. The defence now of Neville Jetta. Jetta quickly puts it on the boot. Get it forward, get it forward. I'm sure that would have been the coach's directions. Waratah now under a bit of pressure, but cool as you like. Kicking, favouring the grandstand side. Ryan Wharf hasn't had much of the footy. Gets it out to Wack. He's had a fair bit of it. The sold the dummy, Palmerston in defence. Courageous effort and couldn't take the mark. And that might have been Josiah Farah there.
Yeah, it was.
Well, we don't need to say he's courageous because we always know that he is. But Waratah out to Clowassy, been fantastic. Harvey, he's been pretty good too. And it's ball, and it is. And the persistence of Kirtley Silva. Silva too far out to score. Looking for a leading player. Jumped in the Waratah, the Palmerston defence.
Yeah, that was Neville Jetta, the two-fisted punch there. Probably could have taken the mark, but just with that experience rather than behind.
Yeah. And Clowassy will bring the ball back into play. So we're a minute and a bit in. 27 points. Palmerston have got to catch up, and then they've got to kick more to get ahead. Waratah take over their position at the top of the ladder. Clowassy will run his full measure. Does. Kicks straight down the middle of the ground in the corridor. Who's there to take the mark? No one. Ball on the ground. Wills gets it out in the direction of Varco. Varco goes by hand nicely onto the left foot. Palmerston. They've gone coast to coast for Palmy Magpies.
And here he is. He's kicked 2 goals for the Maggies.
He has. He's left of centre, and he's got about 40 metres to carry.
One of the only times that he's been one-on-one with his opponent. They're usually peeling off, and the big bombs in there were not working. This is what Palmerston Magpies needed to play at the start.
Quite right. Betts. Can he reduce the margin? Can he reduce the margin? Can he ever? That's his 3rd. The Maggies, they're on the march.
So really good ball movement there, but it started with Neville Jetta with the punch through the behind, and then they worked the footy up the ground, and a good chain of handballs through the middle of the ground, and finally Lampton hits Eddie Betts on the chest. That one-on-one contest, they moved the ball quickly, and Waratahs weren't able to flood back or peel off their players, and much better there from the Palmerston Magpies. So there's one more. They're back to that 20 points, Butters.
We're having a problem. We've got 5-6-36 Palmerston Magpies, Waratah 8-9-57. If there's going to be a muck up on the scoreboard on the electronics, it's going to happen now as the game closes in. That's our 20 points or 21 points.
No, it should be 20. It's 56-36 on the big scoreboard over there.
Yep. But Waratah got the point, I think.
Yep, no, you're right.
So Waratah have got the clearance. Palmerston Magpies now defending strongly. Coming out wide. Rowan Wharf. Wharf runs around one, runs around another on the non-preferred left. Gets the ball up. Kirby goes out by hand. Guthrie. Whack. Big long handball. Not quite sure why he didn't kick it. They've got to get it down. They've got to get goals. Lambton will go onto the left foot. Lambton kicks inside forward 50, but a strong defensive work there by Waratah. And that player has been pretty good in James Waratah, and he'll see the ball out of bounds. Left half forward, favouring the Palmerston Magpies.
Yeah, his 100th game, James Waratah. Jimmy. He's known
Jimmy.
here.
Tossed in by the boundary umpire. The big fella. Power has been okay in the ruck, particularly where the body on body against big Arnold Kirby.
He's kicked that out of bounds on the full, so time will be against the Maggies as we just hit 4 minutes of the last quarter. They're 21 points behind. We've got a bit of a
problem on the screen with the scoreboard, but we've got some experts working that out to fix it up.
Here's Mensch.
Mensch out in the direction. Betts back to Mensch. Mensch back to Big Power. Power kicks on goal. Oh, they needed that one. They just definitely needed that one. And that'll be 5-7. Hits the post.
So that's the 20 points now.
Yep.
The good old paper scoreboard we're doing here. No, there we go.
We've got it right.
Good work. That's our
electronic wizards.
Our experts here with us.
We haven't seen much of Magrove. Kicked 3 goals. Haven't seen much of Magrove. There he is. Magrove moved himself up the field. Kicks it out wide. Looks for a teammate out there.
Oh, well done, Lambton.
And Stephen, I'm not sure about his game today. When he's had a bit of it, he's a lovely kick, but he turns it over quite a lot.
Yeah, he has. Like you said, he does get his hands to the footy. He does get to the footy, but he's had a few errant kicks. But he just found Eddie Betts on the lead a couple of minutes ago.
Guthrie. Gee, he's like a rag doll, isn't he, Guthrie? There's not much of him, but he just gets in there and he's just an ideal captain of your side.
He just doesn't stop.
No. Neville Jetta, neither does he tonight. He's been terrific. Palmerston will clear. I reckon that's just landed on the line or inside. The boundary umpire got that. Johnny on the spot.
If they can get the next goal in the next couple of minutes here, Butters, it's definitely game on here.
Well, 6 minutes in, 20 points, and they came back last week, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. The last 2 weeks they've come back.
It's the chop out, Hallabone, Waratah ruckman. Palmerston Magpies seem to have some composure now. Turned it over. Dwyer. O'Dwyer leading. Oh, gosh,
yeah, they're open here.
They're up and away, Waratah. And a good mark, good kick, good mark.
And again, Butters, it was the bomb into the forward 50 for Magpies. It's not working for them. Once again, they go there and it's a turnover and they go straight up the guts and straight into the hands of Hope.
Yep. Darcy Hope kicked a goal in the first quarter. We reckon he got another one, but the goal umpire said nope.
Yeah, no, we didn't flag that one through when they were all celebrating. I think everyone was a bit shocked by that one. But
so, Darcy Hope it is. They've got to make more use of Betts. They've got to get someone there, a big fella there to knock the ball down to Betts. Hope.
Oh,
kicks in Hope.
Straight.
And he does it nicely. Darcy Hope, that's his second. Got one in the first. Now he's got one in the final quarter. And that might have just be enough. That'll be a 26-point lead 9-9 to 5-7. Waratah leading, and we've hit the 7.5 minute mark of the final term.
Yeah, not what the Magpies needed, but Waratah's kicked their first goal since half time. And probably just to stem the flow there of the Magpies. Not too much flow, but you know they don't look like they're under any pressure or they're panicking at all. They're just still playing their game, Waratahs, but great ball movement once again. And once they got it over the top, the Magpies defenders, not much that they could do in a good
Well, bearing in mind that's the first goal for Waratah since half time.
Yeah, since half time. But still not in panic mode. You're not seeing them out there panicking.
No, that's true. That's true.
Withstanding the pressure.
Up they go. Whack gets it. Knocks the ball down in the Philip Wills direction. He can't find the handle. Waratah have the football. Back in the Wills direction again. Guthrie, Wills, both of them. But Waratah, cool, kick the ball to right half forward. And they will see the ball out of bounds as...
So they just need to press here. Magpies need to give everything that they can to try and get the next goal. But I just feel that Waratahs have just lifted the ante here.
Well, they need the next two, don't they? And to give them some momentum and some hope.
Yeah, without Waratahs kicking any.
Yeah.
Can't see that really happening. They've just got too many ball winners.
Series of handballs. Out they come, and once again, spot on with the kick.
Perfect timing of the lead there, Silva.
Yeah, Kirtley Silva. Now, on his distance, Natasha, we'll have to kick from about 40, I reckon.
Yeah,
into a bit of a breeze.
There are not many people back in the goal square there, so...
Well, there aren't, so they reckon he's going to get the distance.
And he's well within his range, but...
He runs in, crosses the paint of 50, plays on, kicks. I'm not sure that was the right option unless it was touched. It was touched.
I reckon they knew he was going to do that.
The finger tipper.
He's such a vital key player for them in the forward line. Just the pressure that he applies to any defender.
He fills the role of Kim Cantilla, of course, when he went and left to go and play with the Tiwi Bombers. Cloesy runs his full measure, kicks the ball about 90 metres over the back, can't take the mark. Got the hands into the back of the player, unfortunately, and Waratah will clear.
And propel the player forward. You can hold your ground, but not propel them forward.
Yet. Carlin kicks it barely 15.
And here's where there's no pressure on Waratahs. They can sort of kick it around, keep possession of the footy. This is where Magpies, I feel, probably need to man up, like they're man on man now.
Inside forward 50, mark taken. Nice mark. That's McMahon. Has done some good things. McMahon goes short. Where's Waylon Davey? I haven't seen him for a while.
Yeah, no, he's on the wing here.
Philip Wills.
Another player we haven't seen too much of either for Magpies is Jonty Patrick. In the first quarter, he got his hands on it, but...
A couple of times, yeah, but that's about it. I'm not sure whether that's a nice mark.
Yeah, he's still out here just running through centre wing.
I shouldn't laugh. He lost the footy. Is Rowan Wharf. See, I think that the Magpies have got only improvement in them because there's a few players that really haven't played up to anywhere near what they can. And Rowan Wharf being one of them. I rate him.
Yeah, Wharfie, here he comes there. So that's deliberate. So Wharfie's going to have the free kick.
Well, that's not very benevolent of the Waratah player. Wouldn't pick the ball up for his opponent.
Bowed there.
Wharf inside.
Oh, that's a dangerous kick. That's a lazy kick there, Butters, and the turnover, and they've got players out the back here.
Cree goes to Anchors. Anchors, thank you very much to Arnold Kirby, and Kirby kicks the goal. Well, there you go. If it wasn't over, it is now, and that was just perfect team football.
Yeah, crucial turnover there, and big Arnold Kirby, he's had a ripper of a game. As I said, he just goes and goes and goes, the big ruckman, and has played his part tonight. He's resting up forward now after kicking that goal, and that's where he usually does. Very often does he go off the ground. But yeah, just as soon as he kicked that ball, Wolf, there was no one on the move. It floated up. It just was a asking for a Waratahs player to take that
So
one.
what happened in the third quarter? Waratah were goalless in the third quarter. Would they have got a roasting from Ryan Ayres?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. They've really come out and responded this week after losing last week to Southern Districts. At home, they're very hard to beat here, Waratahs, but it's been a good display by them.
Back in the middle. Looks like a slightly limping Josiah Farah. Farah, nice kick. Courageous effort by Lambton. Lambton goes inside to Wack. Wack can't find the handle, and that's almost been the story of this game. The Waratah are cleaner with the football. Lambton again kicks it inside to Wharf. The kick wasn't quite good. Wharf's got 3 to beat. It's good enough to get it out, but they'll have the turnover. And Waratah will clean up in defence, or at least hold the ball up in defence. Ball slightly favouring the forward line of...
So free kick here to Guthrie.
Guthrie.
But again, just the bombing kick in hope. That time...
Ryan Cox
does end in the Magpies' arms, but
with 13 and a half minutes in, and the Magpies trail by 33 points. Cox has got to kick this. Hasn't got a goal this game. Cox leans back from 45 and clears the umpire's hat. Well done to him. That keeps them in the game, Palmerston Magpies. Just slightly into the game, they go to 6-7, trailing Waratah 10-10-70. 6-7-43, 10-10-70.
Yeah, just in with a sniff there, and yeah, but time is dead against them. We've gone 14 minutes into the last quarter. So
it's catch-up footy, isn't it?
Yeah.
We all know catch-up footy.
2 goals apiece here in the last quarter. 2 goals, 1 each. So it's going to be the first quarter where Waratahs kicked 5 goals, 1 to Pies, 1-2. The first quarter's come back to bite them.
Yep. And just can't break that 4-goal margin. Back in the middle. Whack once again. Would look like he wanted to take that out of the ground. Big Josiah Farah, he's lifted. Lambton's been okay. Lambton, it's the next kick that Lambton has kicked it out of bounds on the full. We keep saying this about that's Stevie Lambton, but
the 3rd or 4th out of bounds on the full that he's kicked from centre wing.
Yes. And yet he looks, he drops it, seems to drop it nicely.
He's got lovely kicking action, as we've seen when he hits his targets, but just too many turnovers, costly turnovers as well.
Hellerbone's given Big Arnold Kirby the chop out. Much taller than Wack. In fact, most of the ruckmen are taller than Wack, but Wack, with his exceptional leap and his strength, works his way to the front all the time. Picked up by Guthrie. Guthrie goes back by hand in the Lambton direction. Lambton runs past a couple, gets the handball out. They go back to Lambton. Lambton can't get the football, and Waratah have turned the ball up. There's Mensch. Mensch by hand. It's a lot by hand. Nice long kick in. That's handball, handball, handball. Kick out of bounds on the full. Again, looking for bets, and probably they should have centred the ball.
Exactly.
For the safe option.
Just one dimension at the during this game. I feel that Palmerston Magpies, as you said, just Eddie Betts too conscious, I think.
Yep.
To lower the eyes or look for another player inside the 50.
Kirby back in the ruck. He's had enough of sitting in the forward pocket getting cold. So Cox has the ball, slams it forward. Varco tried hard all day, looks for the smother. Out of bounds on the full. The ball's gone over all fences.
You can see one of the only grounds, I think, that still has trees that close to the fence. We've been here a long time, cut them down. Lots of families have sat under there. I know I have as a kid.
Okay. We've got to relay the football. I think it's gone out onto the road.
Someone's just taken off with a footy. There's always people parking their cars there watching the game. Yeah, so someone's just scored a free footy.
They have indeed. So it's Josiah Farah. We haven't seen much of John O'Farah. He came back after his indiscretion, picked up by Betts on the non-preferred left. Eddie Betts.
Oh, he nearly screwed that one around as well.
Yeah, but Waratah, too many players down there. Will Clark has the footy. Poor kick by Clark. Rowan Wharf. A lot of tired players out there at the moment. And the Magpies just playing catch-up footy and just can't quite do enough.
As Wolfie comes off, Jonty Patrick goes on.
There's Jonathan Farah out there at the moment, but he can't get into the football. Minch. That was, no, it wasn't out of bounds.
I thought that was out, but umpire thought otherwise.
No, that's it. Cloesy, back by hand. Harvey, been all right. Harvey looks and finds Neville Jetta. He's a quality player, isn't he? Jetta kicks for a beautiful kick. Couldn't take the mark. Power has the football. Cleverly gets it to Guthrie. Guthrie gone short.
Eyes. That is the difference. But as every time they lower their eyes, they'll hit a target. Didn't bomb it deep.
Yep. Hoping for bets. Josiah Farah. Now, we've seen him a couple of times kicking on goal. I reckon about 35 metres. That's about it for him. Oh, he's going to have to really nail this one.
He's going to have to wait for a lead. There's
43 plays 70.
Big Power's not in the goal square. He's off the ground. No, he's in the middle. He needs to be down that goal square.
Kicks from 50. Again, the halfway kick. Ball drops short. Surely the Palmerston Magpies players know that Josiah Farah has lost power. He cannot kick. Gets the footy, gets plenty of the footy.
No doubt, I reckon that'll come up in the video reel that Joshy Heath will sit down with the players on a Tuesday and go through some footage.
Waratah clearing. They're probably going to go to the top of the ladder. We're hit 19 minutes. Nice mark, Power. Goes into Farah. Farah has it. Been okay, don't mind him. Big bomb inside to no one in particular. Betts, 1 grab, 2 grabs, thank you very much. Now maybe they'll say, oh, well, that's justified the bomb into Betts, but it certainly hasn't. Betts has taken the mark. He's kicked 3 directly in front. Could not possibly miss this.
This will make him 19 behind. He snuck it in. So we've just gone 19 and a half minutes. And 19 points, the difference here at Gardens Oval. So you're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 2022-23 TIO NTFL season from Gardens Oval here in Darwin. And 19 points, the difference. Magpies have kicked 3 goals in this last quarter. And Waratahs have only kicked 2 since half-time. But what got them in front was that first quarter. The 5 goals to 1. Gave them that 4-goal buffer.
And they've still got it essentially, haven't they? 19 points. Back in the middle.
Maggies can do a Collingwood here and get one very quickly.
Don't talk Collingwood here. Non-preferred Guthrie pushed out. Waratah, big whack. Gets the football. Farah. O'Dwyer. Cool as you like. They're looking for O'Dwyer. They know that he's secure down back. He's taken on about 4 of them. And the ball, maybe it's gone out of bounds, or they've called the advantage.
Advantage paid there, so there's going to be a boundary throw in deep in the forward pocket there, Butters. I don't know if that was the right option there by Mensch, I think it was, that played on.
It's almost instinctive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
They've got to get it forward. They've got to get it forward. We're 21 minutes in. We're trailing by 19 points. We're in the forward pocket. Tossed in by the boundary umpire. Waratah in front, picked up Palmerston. Palmerston touched off the boot. Field umpire called early, and Betts jumped at the footy, rushed behind. That's 18 points, 51 plays, 69.
Absolutely doing the best he possibly can there, Eddie Betts. He doesn't even look like that he's out of condition whatsoever from the AFL. It looks like he could just run out in the AFL and still play.
Indeed, indeed. They might use him a little bit more judiciously. Ball short. Good effort there, Palmerston. That's Treacy. They haven't given up, Palmy, but they just haven't got the edge. And you're quite right. That 4-goal buffer at quarter time is almost going to be the result.
Yeah, it's definitely killed them. But
18 points, that's 3 goals. So they've caught up 1 since quarter time.
Josh Heath would be happy that they haven't given up. They're still pressing. But on the other hand, Ayresy would be very happy that Waratahs haven't panicked. Here they can get another goal. There's 13 points of difference now. Or 12, sorry. 2 goals.
But the key is bottom left-hand corner of your television screen, 22-22 into the final term, 12-point lead to Waratah. 8-9 Palmerston, Waratah 10-9, that's Guthrie's first goal. Betts has 4, Jaden Magro has 3, 2 in the first and 1 in the second, and that's it. It's dried up really for Waratah.
It has, and we've had 6 goals kicked in this quarter, so it's got a bit of time left in it.
Yeah, yep. But the best they can expect is a draw. They've got to kick 2 quick goals.
So they've got their Powers in the ruck, Guthrie, Wilsey and Chrissy Williams.
Kirby, he's the key. Kirby can beat them all except whack. Good bounce by the field umpire. Power kicks the ball in mid-air, kicked off the ground. Palmerston, they go forward. Palmerston into everything. Waratah under pressure. Guthrie has the football on a string, goes back by hand, not too much effort. Palmerston have the footy. Wills, taken high. Play on called the umpire, I think. Varco, got to kick a goal. Up they fly. Waratah in the van. A nice clearance there by Stevens, who's been quiet for Waratah, one of their quiet players. Perfect tackle.
So free kick going the way of the Maggies here, Guthrie.
Warranted free kick. Now you've got to kick this goal. He's certainly probably too far out to score. He'll have to kick from 51 onto the left foot. Centre the football, but a big mark, a big strong mark, probably a match-winning mark taken by Waratah. Deep in defence.
They just have to keep the possession of the footy here, Waratahs.
Called to play on by the field umpire. No mark. That might be paid as deliberate.
No, and throw in you see Brian there, the runner for Waratahs.
Yeah, grandstand side slightly favouring Waratah forward line. Boundary umpire asking, what am I doing? What do I do?
Brian Ayres would be happy. Waratahs haven't, they haven't panicked at all. They've just still played their game.
Yeah.
The goals have dried up, but they're just still pressing and pressing.
It's out of bounds on the full. They've got to score from here. Harvey.
So we've gone just 25 minutes right now.
Goes to Mensch. Mensch, another left footer. Runs around the man on the mark. Big long kick, which is what the doctor ordered. Mensch goes forward. No one there for Palmerston. Ball on the ground, ball in dispute. High tackle in there somewhere, I reckon. No,
blindsided to that, the umpy.
He was. We could see it from this side. The 2 ruckmen allowed to do what they like, and that's probably fair enough. Palmerston have the football. He was surprised he got it. Don't know why he handballed it. Philip Wills kicks forward, and un-Wills-like, the ball knocked out of bounds. I don't know why they don't dob it to the goal square.
Yeah, a bit of pressure applied to him there. Waratahs just kept chasing. Good work there to Reynolds.
So there's the final siren, 10-9, 69 Waratah, 8-9, 57 Palmerston Magpies. Tars go to the top of the ladder.
Yeah, so 12 points of difference. It was definitely that first quarter. 5 goals, 1 to 1-2, then 8-5 to 2-4, 8-8 to 4-6, and then 10-9 to 8-9. And Magpies tried to come back, but in the end, Waratahs maintained that lead all night. They were never behind, and just good ball winners across the park there. Butters going through a couple of good players. Dylan Collis, Thomas Cree, Daniel Dwyer down back, Jake Bowder, of course. And I thought that Darcy Hope up forward presented, kicked those 2 goals, and Arnold Kirby in the ruck. I thought that he was very consistent and just a great player for them. And on the other hand, there's a few notable ones as well that I haven't mentioned for Waratahs. They had a lot more ball winners across the ground, but for Magpies, it was a little bit harder to find. There was a lot of players that were sort of missing in that game, but definitely Tristan Wack was fabulous in the ruck. Neville Jetta held him up back. Eddie Betts down forward with his 3 goals. Eric Guthrie just leads by example. Baxter Mensch and, of course, Sam Cohesi.
And just before we go, Natasha, before you wind up, just the major goal kickers or the multiple goal kickers for the winners. Waratah 10-9-69 defeated Palmerston Magpies 8-9-57. 3 goals to Jaden Magro, 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 goals to Darcy Hope. And the major goal scorer, the only multiple goal scorer for the Palmerston Magpies, Eddie Betts, 4 goals, 1 in the first, 1 in the third, 2 in the final quarter. So all up, Waratah 10-9-69, Palmerston Magpies 8-9-57. Tars, the ladder leaders in the NTFL after the first game of round 4.
And of course, don't forget it's umpires round as well. So if you're looking at getting some fitness in, it's free registration, free uniforms. Anyone aged 12 years and above are welcome to get involved, and they're currently recruiting field, boundary and goal umpires for all grades. So come down, you don't need any experience whatsoever. It's nice and fun down there. But it's been a pleasure to host you this evening. My name is Natasha Medbury and I was joined by Ian Butterworth. Thanks, Butters. Always a pleasure to commentate with you. It's been a while, but you're one of my mentors and I've enjoyed it, so thank you.
Fantastic. And it's Waratah, top of the table, Tars. That sounds good, doesn't it?
Tune in tomorrow for more action.
Competition.
Big kick inside 50. Gee, that was a very creative mark there. And he plays on Joe Salmon. A quick kick to his full forward in Calder, and that is very quick off the mark from St Mary's.
Mary's, so might put this one through as well, I'd say.
Runs around and he's happy with that.